the night, knowing the price. Pay it off with my life, till it's out with your lights. Do it all for the Christ, and he ain't playing nice. Knew the end from the start. Fix your face like it's art. The sons of a simp, call him Bart. Yeah, you did your best, played your part. But now it's time to cut you to the heart. Flex on occasion. It's the strangest of the salvation. You see it, believe it, amazing. Them chariots coming invasion since the creation. War, mine, Lord, bless the general. Greatest nation, eat them unequivocal. Bombs dropping, buddy, cause it's biblical. Start shit, now it's time to finish you. Whoa. Said he won't vote, he looking for smoke. So, we give him some more. We want the world, we breaking them down. Taking the kingdom, can't wait for the crown. We want the world, we breaking them down. Taking the kingdom, can't wait for the crown. It's the end of the world. Ain't the beginning of ours. It's the end of the world. Ain't the beginning of ours. It's the end of the world. Ain't the beginning of ours. We want the world, we breaking them down. Taking the kingdom, can't wait for the crown. It's the end of the world.
I can't wait for our kingdom to start and for there to be finished. Get rid of all of their idols and lying religions. Look for the crown like an Edris. Hey, this that crown talk. Wisdom of Solomon 5 talk. This that second Edris 6 and 9. We want eyes talk. It's your time to end. And my time again. It's our time to win. Away with the sin. You know what it is. Rejoice with my kin. See that is why we repented. Go to streets, I can see myself in it. The city is bright, the kingdom of light. A wonderful sight past the angels, the inner light. I need 1,000 years of labor. Sit on my throne with my savior. Try the new wine, press alone. He bring pain like major. You think the nations is equal to us? TK Kirkland, who raised you? Flex on occasion, my God a racist. That's why we moving with patience. It's been a long time coming. I spent my whole life running. Now that I'm 10 toes down and established my faith on 100. Woe to the nations, my king will race them. You know they gotta be punished. Jeremiah 25. Yeah, you know they gon' fry. Whoa. Said he won't vote, he looking for smoke. So, we give him some more. We want the world, we breaking them down. Taking the kingdom, can't wait for the crown. We want the world, we breaking them down. Taking the kingdom, can't wait for the crown. It's the end of the world. Ain't the beginning of ours. It's the end of the world. Ain't the beginning of ours. It's the end of the world. Ain't the beginning of ours. We want the world, we breaking them down. Taking the kingdom, can't wait for the crown. It's the end of the world.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yeah, baby.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All praises. Most High Christ bless y'all. Shalom, shalom, shalom. We are back. It's the Nehemiah squad. Hey, how y'all been? How y'all been? Lord's will, y'all had a great Sabbath and an excellent weekend. All right, we're going to reintroduce ourselves. I am Captain Zakat.
Yes, sir. I'm Officer Judah.
All right, we ain't got Officer Shem with us today right now. Maybe he might come in here. Maybe he's doing it like Officer Jadiel. He's just showing up whenever the hell he wants. Maybe he's doing that. All right, so Lord's will, he may come in a little later, but he's missing in action right now. All right, so today's show, all right, hey, post that up real quick, y'all. Post that up. All right, today's show is called The Iran War, America and Israel's Treacherous Plans. All right, and y'all can see in the thumbnail, you got Trump. He got a knife behind his back dealing with who? Khomeini, who he just killed, right? You got the them people on the side over there, those mothers that they hit that the all girls school and all that. And guess who in the bottom left over there? Your boy Epstein. You know why Epstein in the corner? Because we starting off with him, man. He's involved even in death, bro. You can't make it up. All right, y'all. So yeah, tonight we doing this war show. Okay, we don't have no guests tonight. We got some fire guests coming up in the next few weeks. Yeah, y'all stay tuned. All right, but this is gonna be a crazy show tonight. Some stuff we going into the war, and we've been in as a body, we've been talking about the war for the last few days, since like Friday, you know, and all week. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, this has been going on for a couple weeks already, but some interesting stuff we about to bring out tonight, right? So we about to get right into it. Bring up video number 1. All right. Bring up video number 1. We starting off with Epstein. He gonna be talking about your man Donald Trump. Go ahead.
So, according to Power to the People, Proud Socialist, he says the most brutal takedown of the U.S. government ever broadcast on TV happened from this guy. And I'll tell you who this guy is. His name is Fouad Izzadi. He's an associate professor at the University of Tehran. He teaches American Studies and International Relations. He's a prominent commentator specializing in U.S.-Iran relations, American foreign policy, and public diplomacy. He holds a Ph.D. in American Studies from Louisiana State University and degrees in economics and mass communications from the University of Houston. So listen to what he had. This is pretty awesome. Let's listen.
Where do you see this going? Is there an off-ramp for Iran?
I think what will happen is that even if the United States is able to kill illegally Iranian leaders, the next generation of Iranians, the Iranians that did not see American atrocities in Iran before 1979, some Iranians that did not understand why their parents and grandparents were anti-American. Those Iranians.
Pause for a second, right? So he's saying that the next generation coming up, or this generation coming up, and the one to come is going to realize that America was killing the leaders of Iran illegally, right? That's important, right? Illegal kills. They were just doing stuff because they wanted to, right? Had nothing to do with before in the 1970s, America was attacking Iran as well. And that was another time when you had a lot of Iranians or Persians leaving Iran and going into America, right? Those were the ones who felt like they was on the side of the Shah and America, right? So this is what he's going into, y'all. I just want to make sure y'all understood that part. Go ahead.
Will take over. Now they understand why American government is an imperialist, vicious government, and a government that attacks other countries and kills little children. They understand they're fighting the Epstein class.
Whoa. This man said that Iran is fighting the Epstein class, officer. What we got going on here? Here we are. Epstein been supposedly dead since when? 20, whatever, 17, 18, 19, whenever he got so-called murdered or killed himself or ran off. And now this man who's speaking on Al Jazeera is saying we're fighting the Epstein class. Why? Because he knew Epstein was the leader, man. He was above the Trilateral Commission, who runs the whole world, actually, right? So he understands that, bro. That's not lost on him. All right, go ahead, hit play.
Rape little girls or bomb little girls. This is the government that we are witnessing. We are going to fight back against that government, and they're going to ensure that the Islamic Republic of Iran will live many years after America destroys itself.
Oh, hold on. He said after America destroys itself, man.
Yeah,
that's the scriptures, man. Hey, give me that thing in 2nd Esdras 11, right? Hey, listen, y'all. He said it best. He said when America destroys itself. Did not the Lord say that? Hold on. You know what I want, bro?
Which one? Verse 37?
Let me see 37, man. Let me take a look at it. Yes. Read from 37 through 39. Come on.
Yes, sir. 2nd Esdras, chapter 11 and verse 37.
Hold on. Make sure y'all got them scriptures on the bottom of the screen, man. I want our people to be reading, man. Go ahead.
And I beheld, and lo, as it was a roaring lion chased out of the wood. And I saw that he sent out a man's voice unto the eagle and said, Hear thou, I will talk with thee. And the highest shall say unto thee,
Come on.
Art not thou it that remaineth of the 4 beasts?
Art now that it that remaineth of the 4 beasts? Meaning what? This is the Spirit of Christ talking to who? The eagle. Esau. Go ahead.
Whom I made to reign in my world.
Who I made to reign in my world. Brothers and sisters, y'all got to, and for those of y'all that might be watching for the first time and don't know the scriptures, the Lord puts up the basis of men, meaning the worst possible men to run the world.
Right.
He does that on purpose. That's in the book of Daniel chapter 4 and verse 17, y'all. All right, keep reading.
That in the end of their times might come through them.
You see that? That the end of their times, the time of Esau, is going to come through them. They're going to kill themselves. This is what the man just said.
Right.
Did he not say that? So he's, again, these are prophecies that's being played out in the scriptures. What's happening here, when we watching the theater, you know, like they like to say the theater of war. The theater of war is a script that the Most High wrote. That's what we looking at, y'all. It ain't no way around this. Like, it's not, nothing's going to stop all this from happening. Nothing's going to stop the 3rd World War. Nothing's going to stop the nuclear bombs. Nothing's stopping it. It's happening. Okay? You got something on that, bro?
Yeah, I'm looking at and I'm remembering the scriptures. I don't know. everybody watching don't know, or maybe not have read the whole Bible or whatever, but
Right.
you got all these different kings like Nebuchadnezzar.
That's right.
His son. You got Pharaoh.
Right.
They all got superpower status in the earth at a point, and they all got prideful.
That's right.
And now we're talking about the eagle. Jump down to verse 44.
Go ahead.
Verse 44. The highest also have looked upon the proud times.
Oh, that same pride that took down Pharaoh, that took down Nebuchadnezzar, that took down the Greeks, that took down all the kings that he made to rule.
Right.
Because that's what the nations forget, that God put you in those places.
That's right.
You know, and they start to get boastful, you know?
And behold, they are ended, and his abominations are fulfilled.
All right, so his sin then came up. You got Mr. Epstein.
Dang.
You know what I'm saying? You see all in the tabloids what they've been up to.
That's right.
They bombing little girls and all that. They've been doing this stuff to us for a long time, but now the world is starting to feel it.
That's right.
You know, so all praises.
All praises. Yeah, absolutely. All right, hit that video.
I like how he referred to it as the Epstein class. This is
Right.
the United States Epstein class doing a war on Iran. That's pretty
accurate.
Pretty accurate, pretty devastating, pretty fantastic. By the way, in 2013, Jeffrey Epstein was emailing former Israeli Prime Minister Ehud Barak, hoping for a U.S. strike on Iran.
Pause.
Did you know this?
Pause. Do y'all see that? How are you a finance guy, and now you emailing the Israeli Prime Minister at that time, saying that you're hoping that the U.S. puts a strike on Iran? Why? Because they the devil, and they know that what? That Iran is going to be the one to take them out. The scriptures talk about we're going to get this scripture been read 1,000 times. Bishop brought it out Bishop bring it out like every other Sabbath. There's so much going on in the earth that scripture comes out, at least from all the teachers in IUIC. That scripture probably come out 100 times a week. I don't know. Everybody should know that scripture by now. But the point is that here it is, a guy who's supposed to be a finance guy, but secretly he's running the whole world down with all the spy agencies, and now he's talking to the president of that's what the prime minister is of Israel, and hoping for a U.S. strike on Iran. Go ahead, hit play.
I'll show it to you. He says Jeffrey Epstein to the former prime minister of Israel. He says, hopefully someone suggests getting authorization now for Iran. The Congress would do it. So that's boy. I never saw a guy speak more sixth grade level on his. If you look at his emails, it's all that kind of choppy. There's no complete sentences. There's no big thought. There's no good writing. It's always just garbage like that. It's always just garbage.
Smartest guy in the room.
Smartest guy in the room. He can't. I mean, drunk and half asleep, I would put something together more eloquent than he goes. Hopefully, someone suggests getting authorization now for Iran. The Congress would do it. That's a period. I mean, it's anyway. But actually, Epstein actually speculated that Trump, if cornered like a rat, could trigger a larger conflict, including bombing Iran, like a crisis, and the rally public support.
Pause. So now he's saying, now this is back in Trump's first, what do they call it? His first term, right? And Epstein is saying that if Trump is cornered like a rat, he might trigger a larger conflict, meaning he's going to bomb Iran and create a crisis and rally the public behind him, right? And say, okay, cool, hey, and have all the United States, American constituency say, oh, that's good, yeah, we need to bomb Iran and so on and so forth. This is what he's so-called speculating. But in reality, he knows that that's exactly what they're going to do. He understands that because he's at the top. He knows what kind of strings is being manipulated. You understand what I'm saying? You can't make it up. But hit play, y'all. Watch this. Hit play. Hit play. Oh, my God. All right. What's up?
Oh, no worries. Right. Give me Matthew 24 and oh no, we got it.
Got it? All right, go ahead.
So Trump seems to be cornered like a rat because his popularity is tanked. It's done. He's already screwed over his MAGA base. They're completely decimated. You got people like Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens, who are way more popular than Trump, say they have left MAGA. Candace Owens said he ended MAGA when he said everybody was an idiot if they wanted to see what was inside the Epstein files. She said that was when it ended. I think it ended when he bombed Iran, and now he's bombing it again. It's super over. But here, watch this. Watch somebody put together this video showing you Jeffrey Epstein saying if Trump is cornered like a rat, he'll start a larger conflict like bombing Iran. Let's watch. So here. So I don't know if can you see this? Should I make it big? Let me go make it bigger. So this is Jeffrey Epstein saying Trump pulling troops out of Syria is a bad sign. He's up to something, and it's not good. That's really okay. Keep going.
Pay attention to this next part, y'all. Pay attention to this next part. Go ahead.
Oh, here. Okay, I'll read this to you. It says, "Cornering a rat, never good idea," says Jeffrey Epstein. You guys need to understand that he is psychotic and would not blink twice at encouraging an attack on us so he can leap to the country's defense. Mindset. If I go down, I'm taking everyone with.
Is he talking about us as in Israel or America? Or Bahamas where he...
Right. Hit pause. See, that part right there is kind of ambiguous. You really don't know who Epstein was really talking about at that time. What are you talking about, bomb us? What that mean? Right? Watch this. Hit play.
I don't know when he says us. Do you think he means Israel?
Yeah, I mean, who? I don't know.
Well, either Israel or the United States. He would not blink twice encouraging an attack on Israel or the United States so he can leap to the country's defense. There's more to this. I think there's one more. So cornering a rat, never a good idea. Down here, we only had 2,000 troops there. If he were to bomb Iran, they would be slaughtered.
Stop. That's what now check that out. Now back then, right? Because remember, we got United States has bases in every country, right? Especially in the Middle East. So he said they got 2,000 troops in Iran. They would be slaughtered. But what's happening now? He attacked Iran, and many of the troops are dying. They're not talking about it. But a lot of the troops is getting put to death. But this is being brought up at that time, right? But go ahead.
Could be he doesn't want them there if a much bigger operation might put them in jeopardy. Reminder, he will take everyone down with him if he feels the end is near. I always urge people not to corner a rat. They become extremely dangerous and unpredictable.
Right. All right,
So
where
is
we
he-
at on that? What minute mark we at on that? We at 5? All right, cool. We can drop that. All right, but y'all see what's going on. Epstein involved
Right.
in his death, still talking about what would have been happening back then, but it's happening right now. Right? You got something, bro? You want to
It's
say?
like they just carrying it out what he done already sat down and pondered upon his bed.
Yeah,
You know?
right. The evil, like the scripture saying, Micah 2, right?
Yeah.
They wake up and get that real quick. Micah 2:1. Just read that because that's kind of funny you said that.
Micah chapter 2 and verse 1.
Yes, sir.
Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds.
Right. Go ahead.
When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand.
Right. Yeah. So guess what? These people have the power to create things, diseases or whatever.
Right.
And they have dreams about war. Like people like us, we just want to have a good day. We want to chill. We're not thinking of how we're gonna, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
This man is different.
Oh, he's super different.
Yeah. So guess what? Epstein, he's thinking of all these things years later. When other people get in power, they say, "Yeah, let's execute this."
Right.
And that's what we're seeing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Hey y'all, let's go to the next video. We're gonna keep it rolling because we got a lot. You know what I mean? Go to the next video, number two, and start at a little bit before 21 minutes. Maybe like 20 minutes and 50 seconds, something like that. Start over there. All right. We're gonna play this one first before we play the next. Y'all not gonna believe this, but something he said here is going to directly link to the next thing that we show you, right? About the United States. You can't make this stuff up. Go ahead, hit play.
It was always bad guys and good guys, and they are the good guys. And of course, if you don't play ball, then you are the bad guys.
Hit pause. So what he was saying is, when the United States in their media, right, CNN and all of that, in the Western media, I should say, they always having a good and a bad guy, and that the West is always the good guy, And if you're not playing ball with, say, United States, UK, so on and so forth, and all the Edomite countries, then you're the bad guy and you're going to be dealt with. That's what he's saying. Now listen to this, y'all. Go ahead.
Israel, on the other hand, must be seen in the context of the Balfour Agreement.
Stop. Hit pause. Hit pause. He said Israel, on the other hand, must be seen in context to the Balfour Agreement, right? So the Balfour Agreement is what got Esau into Israel in the first place, all right? Listen very closely. Go ahead.
In 1900s. And you remember, somebody once said that all the problems of the world are actually traceable to the British. When in 1948, the Israeli state as we know it was created, it would have been easier at that time to actually create two states, a Jewish state and a Palestinian state. But the decision was made that they were to create this Jewish state, and we know what happened with the Nakba. And after that, we know the activities that took place leading up to the Oslo Accords, where it was agreed that there would be a two-state solution. The two-state solution is no longer on the table. And Israel has been marketed and depicted as the bastion of democracy in what is otherwise an ocean of feudal monarchies and dictatorships.
Hit pause, hit pause, hit pause. So he's saying that now that Israel is, they're like in the middle of Ishmael, right? Pretty much they're in Israel, but Ishmael is all the way around them. They said that they are known as like the bastion of democracy and everything that's good amongst what? Those other countries that are there, and people may not know this, but those countries were never those countries like that. Yeah. That's why he said feudal lords, tribes, things like that. That's how they was moving. It was like how it was in Africa. There was no, the country of Chad, the country of this. Esau set all that up. Yeah. So it makes them look like they're the king everywhere that they're at. That's what he's trying to say. But hit play.
And therefore Europe, or rather Israel, is seen as this beloved country. And the Israelis themselves have not hesitated to go back to history and to go back to the Torah and say that we are chosen of God. And because we are chosen of God, we are different, we are unique. And because we are unique, we must be treated differently. And America, which has underwritten the state of Israel from its creation in 1948, has reinforced this so that the Israelis actually believe that they are special.
Hit pause. See, I like that. He said that the Israelis, Amalek, actually believe their own lies. That's what he's saying. To the point now that they feel that they can do whatever they want. But hit play. Y'all got to hear this. Go ahead.
Believe that they can do no wrong. They believe that they are God-guided. So when you are dealing with the people who believe that they are undertaking a divine mission, then the first casualty is logic.
He said when you dealing with people like this, the first casualty is logic. Meaning that they're not dealing with logic, they're dealing with their own mental instability. They're basing their whole life on a lie. That's what's happening, y'all. Y'all got to understand that everything that we living in right now is a lie. Even in Christianity, they're basing their whole religion on a lie, thinking that those are the chosen people, and our people is looking at themselves as Gentiles. Where you blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, you are the chosen people. They're Gentiles, right? But because they're living like this, the logic has flown out of the window. But you got to hear this. Hit play.
And when logic has been sacrificed at the altar of mysticism, then your journey is very short and your reasoning is also not given any space at all. Your reasoning has the chance of a snowball in hell.
Right. Hit pause. You could drop that. You see that? That the man just told you straight up that what? They're dealing in mysticism. Yeah. Why do you think he chose that? Because that's exactly what they're dealing in. Mysticism from the Kabbalah and all of that. But he said something. We got to go to the next video. Y'all got to see this. Y'all not going to believe this. Number 3, y'all could just start that right from the beginning. All right? Based upon what and that's our PLO Lumumba. I love that brother, man. Excellent.
Smart dude.
Super smart, man. We need some of that. We need some of that retention he got, man. This guy, his brain, he remember everything, right? But based on what he said, look at this next video of how United States is moving. Y'all not gonna believe this. Go ahead, hit 3.
So we've talked quite a bit about why they're doing the Jeffrey Epstein war.
Stop.
And,
do y'all hear this?
Epstein war.
This man came out and said they're doing the Jeffrey Epstein war because everybody knows what's going on. When you check them files, remember, it's one thing about the sexual abuse on children, eating them, doing all of that. But remember, a big part of those files are this war scenarios, the theater of war. I like to say what they say, the theater of war, right? But go ahead, hit play, y'all.
You know, to me, the biggest answers are very simple. One of them is Trump has always been a warmonger. He views himself as like a legendary president. He wants to go down in the history books. In order to do that, you need to think big and do big things, right? He approved the Venezuela raid. He kidnapped the leader. He's stealing the money from Venezuela and putting it in a bank account. But he's always been a warmonger. His first term, he was a warmonger. Now he's like ratcheted up how much he's warmongering. I mean, he's threatening to steal Greenland, right? He's threatening to steal Greenland. Like, he's not right. I think he's actually territorially trying to expand the U.S., and he thinks that's how, I get into the history books.
Right.
But outside of him just being a warmonger, of course, there's also, if there's one thing that's consistent that he says, it's he doesn't want a forever war. He doesn't want to, like, we wasted $8 trillion in the Middle East. The Iraq war was a beauty. It was a big fat mistake. Like, he does war, but usually he likes to do, like, relatively quick. Like, hey, bunch of drone strikes, kill a bunch of civilians, get out that bitch. Right? Kidnap Maduro and steal the money, but get out that bitch. Right? Like,
right.
So he's a warmonger, but the one thing he always says is, like, I don't want, like, a long-term, prolonged thing that costs a shitload of money, that gets us bogged down. But that seems to be exactly what he's doing here. So that begs the question, well, why? Why would he agree to this if this was, like, the one kind of war that he's, like, actually skittish about? Well, the answer is very simple. He's blackmailed. He's blackmailed. So you have Jeffrey Epstein, was connected to intelligence all around the world. He was connected to Russian intelligence, the CIA, Saudi intelligence, but probably most connected to Israeli intelligence, to Mossad. And so he was running a honeypot blackmail operation where he had dirt on all
the... Pause. When he says honeypot, right, that means that you have spies that are women that are going to lay and sleep with you, right? So let's say, for instance, you're a woman and you say, you know what, I want to become a spy. Part of your job is going to be to lay and have sex with people. That's known as a honeypot. All right, and I'm pretty sure they got it for men too. The ones who's dealing with okay, there you go, honeypot blackmail. Read that real quick, officer. You got to use your eyes, Officer Ezra.
Yes, sir. Honeypot blackmail or honey trapping is a coercive tactic using fake romantic or sexual relationships to lure individuals into compromising situations for extortion, espionage, or to gather blackmail material.
Right. So when it says fake romantic or sexual relationships, meaning that these people don't give a damn about you, but they will sleep with you, have sex with you in order to do what? Extort you, espionage, meaning what? They're gathering information and all of that, and gather blackmail material. Go ahead, bro.
Perpetrators, including spies or criminals, use these stage situations to manipulate victims into providing money, sensitive information, or compliance.
So that's what this guy is saying, that Donald Trump got caught up in a honeypot situation and he's now being compliant. You know what I mean? But go back to the video, y'all.
These rich, famous, powerful people and politicians all around the world, right? And so we know, as a matter of fact, Epstein has pictures and videos of Trump doing horrific things with underage girls, and that means that stuff is in a vault in Tel Aviv. So Netanyahu is almost certainly holding this over Trump's head and saying, if you don't do the regime change, this gets released. I have no doubt about it. Dropsite News has reported they already know that Netanyahu did the exact same thing trying to blackmail Bill Clinton over Monica Lewinsky. Okay? Damn. So they have a track record of this. So that's one of the things that is leading to this war. I also think Israel is doing this to try to make Iran a failed state, create a greater Israel.
Stop.
Right?
Hit pause. He's saying Israel is doing that to Iran to create a greater Israel. We're going to get into that in a little while, right? What he means by a greater Israel, meaning that they want to destroy Iran in order to take the land and then make that a part of Israel. Like how they do in Palestine, how they want to take the Gaza Strip, and they're trying to expand their territory. Yeah. That was the whole point. There you go. Thank you. Right? That was the whole point in sitting Esau in the middle of Ishmael, is to take over the land. Yeah. Right? We're going to show you something a little bit later on. Y'all going to see how this whole thing is playing out. Because with Israel, they got Lebanon in pocket. They got Syria in pocket. Pretty much got Iraq in the pocket. Right? Because they already knocked out Saddam Hussein from way back. Jordan is in the pocket. Saudi Arabia is in the pocket. Kuwait is in the pocket. But guess who's not in the pocket? Iran. They're not in the pocket. They want to put them in the pocket. Right? Guess who they flipping on? Guess who they getting ready to flip on next? Turkey. You see where Turkey's at? Yep. They already said that Turkey is the next Iran. So you see what's happening here. Esau wants to take the world as usual. But hey, this is part of the prophecy, right? They're running themselves into a buzzsaw. But wait till you hear this next part in this video. This is really what I'm trying to get out of this video. This is great information. We're going to get into it a little later, but watch this next part. Go ahead.
Trump here, like we just described, is trying to expand the U.S., create the tech native America on behalf of like the AI tech billionaires and to get his name in the history books, right? This is all for the Epstein class. This is all for the billionaires, okay? And but there's one other thing that is selling this war, right? There's one other angle to it, which I don't think Trump directly believes in, but there's a lot of people around him who believe in it. Like, for example, Mike Huckabee. Like, for example, Pete Kegsbreth, the Secretary of War Crimes. Like, for example, some of the psychotic, illegal, ultra-Orthodox Israeli settlers, right? There's a religious angle to this as well, but I did not realize until today, after seeing this article, just how bad this is, okay? Clash Report says, U.S. commanders across more than 30 military bases told troops the Iran war is part of God's plan and linked to Armageddon.
Hit pause.
A commander said Trump was, quote...
Guess what? They're absolutely correct. They are absolutely correct on that. They got, remember, they're building this on a lie and mysticism. Remember what the brother said, PLO Lumumba, right? We're going to read the rest of it, but we're going to get back into that. Go ahead, hit play.
Anointed by Jesus to light the signal fire in Iran to cause Armageddon. The Military Religious Freedom Foundation, the MRFF, says it has received over 110 similar complaints, describe the war as biblically sanctioned and a sign of the Christian end times.
Yo, hit pause. But they're correct. Yeah. They're absolutely correct. This is a biblically sanctioned war. It has been. Yeah, they said Trump was anointed by Jesus to light the signal fire to cause Armageddon. Guess that's what we're trying to tell you. That the Lord has what? He's setting up these leaders to do exactly what he needs to get done to do what? Cause Armageddon. You got something, bro?
No, that's right on point, man. Like I said, the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord.
Right.
So whether Trump want to do it or not, or Epstein knew he was doing it or not,
right,
the Lord got him doing it.
Yeah. No, but hold on. Stay right there. Let's get Joel 3, though. Let's get Joel 3. Because they said something that what? To signal Armageddon.
Bring it out.
Yeah, that's what's happening. Go ahead.
The book of Joel, chapter 3 and verse 1. For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem.
Come on.
I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat.
That's it right there. The valley of decision, Jehoshaphat, Armageddon. That's what it is. The Lord has already written this. This is what? This is going to be what? When the scriptures talk about the strangeness of our salvation, this is the time right here. That's what the Lord is leading them to, the salvation of the Israelites. But what? It's playing out, what they call a theater of war. This is a movie that's playing out where you're looking at one plot, but there's a subplot. The subplot is actually the real plot.
Yeah.
You understand? Movies like that, people love. They be like, oh, man, I didn't even see that coming.
Yeah.
That's exactly how the Lord wrote this script. We know about the script because we read the scriptures. Even when we're seeing it, we're talking it, but people don't believe it.
Right.
They don't believe it. But you're going to believe it because it's going to play out right in front of your eyes. Go ahead, keep reading.
And will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel.
When it says I will plead with them, it's not talking about the Lord coming in Netanyahu, can you please let my people go? No. Trump, listen to me. No. Listen to me. Can you please? No. It's called I'm putting y'all to damn death. This is World War III. I'm putting y'all to death. For my people, Israel. That's what this whole thing is about, y'all. All of this, what we see going on, is all for the salvation of the Israelites. You must understand. Finish that up, bro.
And for my heritage, Israel.
Go ahead.
Whom they have scattered among the nations. And parted my land.
Who they scattered us all throughout the four corners of the earth and parted the land. Who parted the land? Israel, Palestine. Meaning what? America's all involved in that. That's what that's talking about. That's all I got on that. Continue. Hit play.
Stand with MAGA Mike Johnson, Moses Mike Johnson, right? He also thinks this is like God's plan unfolding right in front of us. We talked about how a bunch of evangelical fundamentalist Christian Zionists and a bunch of psychotic ultra-Orthodox Jews got together and did that like sacrificing of the red heifer. Remember that? The red heifer prophecy to usher in the rapture and end times,
dumb.
and they sacrificed the...
Yeah, that's dumb. More dumb stuff. That's why the Lord said, who are you to take my precepts in your mouth, man? This Bible don't have nothing to do with nobody except the Israelites. Nobody should be touching it. Y'all don't know the Bible is useless in your hands. It's useless. Remember that movie, what was that? I think Excalibur, when they were trying to pull the sword out of the stone.
Yeah, nobody can get it.
Nobody could pull it out. It's like, and then they had the Thor with the hammer. Nobody could pick it up but Thor. That's us. That's us. When y'all wielding the sword around, it don't do nothing.
Right.
The power not gonna come out of that. We got to be touching it. That's how come we know this and y'all don't know this.
What movie was that with Will Smith? It's like the wand. What's it called?
What's going on? What is that?
I forgot the name of that movie, man. But it was a good movie, man. Only the elves could touch this certain wand and use it. It would destroy other people.
Is that the
Bright?
What was it?
It's called The Bright.
The Bright?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was The Bright. Only a certain race of creatures could touch that wand and make it effective.
Okay. All right. Hey, matter of fact, we can drop that video. All right. Let's go. We're gonna go back to PLO Lumumba again, because this guy is just a beautiful speaker, and he has it down tight. He studied these people. So go to video number 4. We're gonna start at 7 minutes. All right. We're only gonna go to 8 minutes and 40 seconds, y'all. 7 minutes, and then we're gonna jump to 13 minutes. All right. Again, we talking about why is Israel and America trying to rush Iran? What is all this about? Right? Because they stabbed them in the back. Remember, that's an important part that we had to bring out today. That what they were doing false negotiations, stabbed them in the back, betrayed them. They at the negotiating table while they talking, they attacking. Right? So that's what's being discussed. Not quite that, but why Israel and America want that regime change. But go ahead.
In Tehran, and for specific reason. During the 12-day war, for the first time in an impactful way, a missile landed in Tel Aviv from Tehran.
Mm-hmm.
Missiles supposedly supplied from Tehran emanated from Yemen. So in the context of geopolitics, Israel sees Iran as the only viable threat, which is so close to nuclear capability.
Okay.
And that if you neutralize this regime, then you kill that possibility. And remember that the Americans also bombed some of the facilities, and they think that this is an unfinished business. So when they talk about regime change, they also want to finish the unfinished business. And from where I sit, that unfinished business started in 1979 with the humiliation of the United States of America, and it must be concluded. Iran, the Ayatollahs must be humiliated.
Okay.
American.
Did we get to 840? Okay.
The president, notwithstanding, has a long memory, and they remember 1979.
Right. So for those of you who don't know what happened in 1979, right, with Iran, right, you had the hostage situation where Iran took American citizens hostage, right, and then they were doing negotiations to try to release some of the hostages, right. But then America, like they doing now, went behind the back and tried to send in helicopters and stuff to rescue the people and fight and grab the people without the negotiation. And then their men got killed, right? And what did Iran do? You know what Iran did? Iran wound up releasing all the black Americans. They released Judah, and they released the women. And they said, you know what? We don't have to negotiate to release these black people, because America been treating them like trash ever since they got there. So it's no negotiating. We just letting them go. But they got to talk to us. They want in other words, they want these white people back. They got to give us the Shah. Because they wanted to kill the Shah. All right? So that's what happened in 1979. Y'all can look that up, all right? Now go to 13 minutes. And from 13 minutes, we're going to ride that out to the end. But hold on, before we go there, but you heard what he said, right? He said that Iran was the only viable threat to Israel. Because the rest of the surroundings, they got them smashed. But what? Iran is actually working on those weapons, and they have them. The Bible tells you that Iran is going to launch the missiles at America. They know. Listen, don't think they don't know the prophecy. That's why they fighting so hard, y'all. That's why they created what? Their own mysticism to put it into the back, the batteries in the back of the people. They can't tell the people, hey, in the Bible, it says that we're going to get destroyed by Iran and Ishmael. They can't do that. And NATO, they can't do that. So what they're doing is tell them a different story so they can get them running and shaking, you know? But go ahead. Go from 13 minutes.
And cannot be subject. So when all these happens, I think the Prime Minister of Israel and those who are in support of extremism in Israel will come and say, we told you, we are the chosen people. Whatever we do is what the law is. If indeed it happens, and it can, that the United States of America and Iran enter into an arrangement that then stabilizes their relationship, the Middle East will change. Because if you look at the Middle East now, nobody simply wants to speak against Israel. Look at all of them, the Saudis, the Egyptians, the Lebanese, the Jordanians. Nobody wants to speak against Israel. The only country that really raised its head and said, we cannot allow this to happen and we are going to do something about it, is Iran. So you take Iran out of the equation, then Israel rules the roost and does so in the manner that it prescribes and implements, and nobody can do anything about it. Look at Syria now. The leader is now doing what America wants him to do.
Right.
And when the Israelis want to bomb, when the Americans want to bomb, they do it at will. Right now, as we speak in the Middle East, the Beirut government is already saying that we are moving south to disarm Hezbollah. And of course, the Jordanians have nothing to say. So eliminate Iran from the equation. Israel is the dominant power, doing what they want without consequence.
Right. There you go. See that, bro?
Yeah. No rules for them.
Right.
It's like they see a potential threat, so they got to snuff that out. They got to snuff that out right away because they see the potential. Another thing you said, they don't want to admit that in the Bible it says that we're going to be defeated by Iran or we're going to get in conflict with them, because they would have to also admit that they the daughter of Babylon. And, you know what I'm saying? They the proud nation and all that. That's the whole facade. That's the whole mysticism, is to create that vision that they God's chosen people.
Exactly. Exactly. That you got to understand by them. Again, you just brought that out beautiful, right? This whole lie is going to unravel.
Yes.
That's why the scriptures talk about they're going to be found liars.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because it's going to come out. They can't hold it forever. They're going down. Iran, everybody, they watching this. Remember, they said the Saudis nobody's speaking against them except for Iran, because they got everybody locked in. But you're going to see something. As we keep going, y'all going to see what's happening. Remember, the Lord said in 2 Ezra 15 that the dragons of Arabia and the Carmanians is going to get together. But when you really examine what's going on right now, the United States has a good amount of Arab allies. So you might be thinking, what is going to make them change? Right. What's going to make them flip? Listen, y'all about to see some things, right? But what we want to get into, look how deep America and Israel are going. Not only are they hitting Iran, but they're hitting their leaders, right? Killing the leaders. They're even killing a past president who's not even around no more. Because why? He had the ideas still. He's still influential behind closed doors. So they needed to knock him off. Right? So this is the Ayatollah, right? Khomeini. Now, all of the Ayatollahs have that name, Khomeini, right? It runs down from back in the 70s. That Ayatollah, he was Khomeini as well. They might be related. I can't remember how they do it. It might come down to a bloodline or it's a. I don't know if it's a blood. I might be wrong with that. Y'all might want to look that up. But I believe it's more of a religious thing with them. The Khomeini is the top leader spiritually and all of that, right? But what we're going to show you now is the past prime minister of Iran, or the president of Iran, Ahmadinejad. Now, he was against America and Israel for a long time. He spoke out against them for a long time. And he was in the background. But they went and killed him, right? Why? Yo, play video number 5. Play video number 5.
States and Israel have a big story coming in. The
Turn that up. Make sure it's
States
up.
and Israel have intensified their airstrikes and missile strikes deep inside Iran. Latest coming in, former Iranian President Ahmadinejad has been killed in a US-Israel strike. Mahmoud Ahmadinejad served as the 6th president of Iran. He was the president of Iran between 2005 and 2013, and this was the time that Mahmoud Ahmadinejad became the very public face of Iran's nuclear program and Tehran's defiance of the West. He was seen as a very strong confrontational leader who took on not just Israel but also the United States of America. He spoke of a world without Zionist forces. He spoke of a world where Iran would ensure that Jerusalem was no longer occupied, and that was seen as a very, very controversial.
Hit pause. You heard that? He openly spoke of no more Zionism. He openly spoke of no more Jerusalem being inhabited by them, right? So what is that? That's a threat. He openly supported Iran's nuclear program, right? Listen, even though he wasn't the president, they said, wait a minute, this guy still got power behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Just like today, Obama still talks to people, right? Bush and them still talk. Clinton, they still talk. That's what they talking about. But hit play, y'all.
Statement made by Mahmoud Ahmadinejad, but word just coming in. Mahmoud Ahmadinejad, who incidentally was apparently under some kind of a house arrest. He wasn't out in the public. He and a large number of his advisors and security personnel were killed in a precision strike at the place where he had been kept. So it isn't just the supreme leader, Ayatollah.
Hit pause. Now, y'all see that? At the time of his murder, assassination, he was on house arrest for something. I didn't get into that part. I didn't get a chance to look into that. If somebody finds it, y'all can bring it up. But he was under house arrest. Him and his advisors, they were all in one place. You think the United States ain't know about that? Yeah. You think they wasn't pulling strings or something to make that even happen?
Right.
So while he was in this place, they did a precision strike on that particular spot and killed him. Okay? That was their plan. They had it planned out. They said, yo, we got to get this guy. He got to go. How are we going to take over Iran with this guy still running around? Right. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead. Hit play.
Ali Khamenei, who was killed, the defense minister, Nazir Zadeh, he was killed. The head of IRGC, Mahmoud Pakpur, he was killed. The head of the army, Joel Musavi, he was killed. The head of intelligence agencies, he was killed, and several others. So 40 top leaders were killed.
Whoa, 40 top leaders? You think the United States is playing around with people, man? Listen, this is a real wicked people, man. That's why in that same scripture we read, it says your unjust dealings have made it up to the highest, man. That's why I say that in 2nd Ezra chapter 11. It goes into that. These people is demonic on another level. I'm telling you. All of this smiling in the American way and all that is foolishness. These people all over the world killing everybody, bro. Taking over, stealing. Like the other guy said in the video, robbing the oil and taking the money and putting it in an account. Right? Y'all see all of the places that they hit and everybody got oil, but for some reason the gas price is going up in America.
Right.
Then they talking about, oh no, because the barrels, the barrel of oil that goes up, so we got to pay just like everybody else. Come stop it. Hit play. All right, there you go. Go ahead, read that, bro.
Based on reports from January 2018, former Iranian President Mahmoud Ahmadinejad was allegedly placed under house arrest due to his comments, which authorities deemed to be inciting unrest against the government.
Right. So I'm not sure how from that he winds up. That seems kind of strange. Reports from January 2018. It can't be. Go ahead, scroll down. That might be from before. I don't know. That seems weird. Because why would he be under? You know what I mean? This is. Hey, make sure y'all put in 2026. All right. Go ahead, hit play.
As was Mahmoud Ahmadinejad. That's the word that is just coming in from. That's the word that's coming in from Iran. Just now, Mahmoud Ahmadinejad, who served as the 6th president of Iran.
All right, y'all can drop that. I just wanted y'all to see how many people was killed with him, that he was in a particular area or a particular, what they call it, so-called house arrest and whatever he was, and his whole team was there. 40 members all killed at the same time. You can't make it up, bro. You got something, bro?
Yeah, I got Matthew 21 and 45, just to show a point. And we read this all throughout the history, the way the powers that be at the time, how they move when people are influential like that. This man is not influential like Christ, but I'll show you an example. Watch this.
Matthew chapter 21 and verse 45. And when the chief priests and Pharisees had heard his parables,
they heard Christ speaking. They heard how he talked, so on and so forth. Read.
They perceived that he spake of them.
And he was showing them out. He was exposing them. Read.
But when they sought to lay hands on him, they feared the multitude.
They feared the people. So this brother had influence over the people. Even though he wasn't a president anymore, he still had influence over the people. Read.
Because they took him for a prophet.
Because of the respect that they had. You know what I'm saying? So if the people still respect this guy and he's speaking against Israel, so on and so forth, he must be snuffed out.
Right.
He what they call popular persuasion.
That's right.
Has to happen. Slander has to happen. Then we can take him out.
That's right. No, absolutely. That's perfect. You know what I mean? So they took out Ahmadinejad, and they also, like we said, we took out Khomeini, right? So look at this. Watch this, y'all. And you're going to see what the Ayatollah actually means to the people of Iran. Now, of course, in every country, you're going to have differing of opinions, right? So you do have some people in Iran that don't back Ahmadinejad, don't back Ayatollah, right? They more Americanized. They more want to be with the West and just have a good time, just do their whole lifestyle, right? So you're going to have a little bit of that, right? But America was behind all those protests. They were the ones forcing that issue, sending people in to stir that up. You know what I mean? But play video number 6.
The anchor weeps. The anchor weeps on Iranian state TV, announcing the death of Iran's supreme leader. Ayatollah Ali Khamenei was killed in his office, says Fars News, by the joint U.S.-Israeli bombardment of the country. The Iranian government has declared 40 days of mourning, while the military is vowing revenge. Khamenei ruled Iran for 36 years. He used deadly force at home to crush periodic popular uprisings and nurtured a network of militias across the Middle East that challenged U.S. and Israeli ambitions throughout the region. Khamenei survived an assassination attempt in 1981 that left his right arm paralyzed. In the run-up to this weekend's strikes, he reportedly prepared a line of succession in the event of his death. Pro-regime supporters have already gathered in the streets of some Iranian cities to mourn their leader. But his killing has also been celebrated in other parts of Iran, as well as Syria, and among members of the vast Iranian diaspora scattered around the world.
Yeah, you could drop that, right? So you're going to have that, right? But the point is, that's what they're doing. We're getting to the point. Remember, in another video, it talked about Israel wanting to create a greater Israel. We're getting to that, right? But what are we showing you? That in order to get to that greater Israel and take over Iran, right, they have to knock out the leaders. You have to knock off their heroes. The actual thought and idea about us being a people, I'm saying us, meaning the Iranians, the Persians, of them being a people and what? Defending their land. If they could get them away from that thought, then what? The Iranians will let them in the front door, right? Instead of having a war, they'll let you in, like, please come in and so forth, and right? That's what it's going to be. Now I just want to go back to Ahmadinejad for a second, just to show y'all how he was talking, why the people, why they were against him, right? Play number 7.
My interview with Iranian President Mahmoud Ahmadinejad. It turned out to be a feisty one. The president seemed to relish the give and take, which produced some startling and surreal moments. He even suggested at one point that Osama bin Laden is living quietly in Washington, D.C., home to the powerful woman he called Iran's enemy. You called Secretary of State Clinton an enemy of Iran. Do you consider President Obama an enemy of Iran as well?
I consider that there is a difference between Mr. Obama and Mrs. Clinton, but I'd like to ask, is Mrs. Clinton a friend of Iran in your opinion, as an American? In your mind, do you think she's a friend of ours?
I believe that Secretary of State Clinton is a friend of the Iranian people. I believe she is opposed to some actions of the Iranian government, specifically the development of nuclear enrichment, which could lead to a weapons program in the future.
Very well. We are friends of the American people. But if the United States stores several thousand nuclear bombs, threatens others, interferes in other countries' affairs, I would say these are actions that we're opposed to. Does that turn us into an enemy of the American people, or the enemy of the wrong policies adopted by some authorities? Is Mrs. Clinton a friend of the Iranian people? I represent.
Hit pause. So that's what he's saying. He's saying that what? Y'all want us to stop our nuclear enrichment program, but you have the weapons and you threatening us all the time. You threatening the whole world, and now we can't get a weapon? That's what he's saying. How is Hillary Clinton a friend of ours? Like, how is that possible? So I'm not a friend of the American people, but she's a friend of my people? How's that possible? Hit play.
The Iranian people.
How are President Obama and Secretary of State Clinton different?
Mrs. Clinton is interested in speedily moving relations with Iran to the point of a clash. Based on the information we possess, Mr. Obama does not have such an opinion. But there's a lot of pressure going around.
Well, he said Mr. Obama doesn't have such an opinion, but it ain't about no opinion. It's about what's going to happen, right? So Obama was involved with that as well. You know what I mean? It didn't happen at that point yet. But then again, when you check Obama's track record, he hit up Iran the same way as everybody else. All right. And so y'all got to understand with the presidency and all that, they all have to be involved. All right. It's like if you in a gang and we all here punching this guy, you got to punch the guy too. Or else we going to look at you like, why you ain't punch him? So Obama, he had to put his skin in the game to show that he was down with the family. Right. Hit play.
Round.
I spoke with President Obama in Prague 3 weeks ago now. He said he would push very hard for another round of UN sanctions unless and until Iran comes into compliance with the International Atomic Energy Agency.
No problem. Any measure he takes will be confronted by a position that we will announce.
How so?
We don't have a special friendship with Mr. Obama. We will act the same way as we have been doing so far against hostilities.
Yo, hit pause. I like what he said. He said we're going to continue to move the way we're moving against hostilities.
Right.
Because although they talking family, right, it's all hostility. they're talking to get to the violence. That's what he said about Clinton, Hillary Clinton. He said she's trying to move this relationship to get to a conflict. That's why she talking the way she talk. Obama wasn't quite speaking like that, but he still was going to go that direction, right? So no matter what American president or whomever was speaking, the point is, hey, we're gonna face that with the same type of rhetoric we did before. We're not playing with nobody when it comes to that hostility talking and threats. Go ahead, play.
About us. We know how to defend ourselves.
You're not concerned about sanctions, even though it's not just the United States, it's France, it's Great Britain. I spoke with President Medvedev in St. Petersburg. He said now it's time for sanctions against the Iranians as well. Iran is becoming increasingly isolated.
We will not accept something that's being forced upon us. The issue that 3 or 4 countries possess a nuclear bomb and want to prevent the others from its peaceful nuclear energy goals, it is in violation of laws and against justice, and we will not accept it. Therefore, let's put it aside. This is not something that by threatening Iran or putting pressure on Iran will force Iran to change its positions.
See that? Hit pause. You heard what he said? He said, listen, let's not even discuss this no more because there's nothing that they're going to do to stop us from doing what we're doing. Right. Why is he talking like that? Because the Lord put that spirit on him. Again, in the scriptures, it tell you that Iran is going to get that bomb. They have it already. They have it already. That's why he's saying there's no sense in us even having this discussion. There's no threat. There's no, what they said, sanction. There's no kind of conversation that's going to stop us. Because guess what? When you're talking about a nuclear enrichment program, right? In reality, the nuclear energy was supposed to be able to energize the country with what? In light, electricity, all that kind of stuff. You could literally run the whole world on nuclear energy. Nobody would have to pay anything like you got to pay the light bill and all. This is nonsense. If you had that, the nuclear energy in reality can run everything on the planet. So if you're telling people not to do nuclear energy, then he's saying that's against law because we can use it for what we need to use it for. Now, the United States and the other Edomites have come up with a bomb like they do everything else. Yeah. Why? Because they have the gift of war that the Lord gave to them. In the book, gave them back in the book of Genesis, actually, with Cain, right? In the spirit of Cain came back as Esau. Those of y'all don't know what we're talking about. Don't worry about it. You'll learn it at some time. We're not going to go too much into that tonight. But the point is, back in Genesis 27, it tells you that Esau is going to rule with the sword. Mm-hmm. And so what? Every time they get their hand on something, they turn it into a weapon. Revelation 6, right? Hell followeth after them and all that. Death. Hit play.
This is not something that will work. Its time has passed. For them, it is better to cooperate with Iran according to the laws.
But Mr. President, do you understand?
According to justice and on the basis of friendship.
You talk about international law, you talk about principles of justice and friendship. Do you understand how so many in the world community cannot take your statements at face value about nuclear weapons? You say you don't want nuclear weapons when you refuse to comply with the guidelines set out by the International Atomic...
I'm sorry, y'all. Hit pause. I'm sorry. But look at how Esau is talking to a president of another country.
Yeah.
You see the pride on those people, man? This is the president of a country. He's talking to him like he's above him.
Yeah.
You can't make this up. I'm telling you, that's why the Lord said, I'm going to kill every last one of y'all.
Look at his face. He's like, I cannot believe he is talking to me like this.
I'm telling you. He's like, yo, if me and you was in a room alone, I would beat you with my bare hands, bro.
Off with his head.
He's like, you not no type of warrior at all. Guys like him, they done had all kind of war.
Yeah.
Physical, hand-to-hand combat, shooting, killing, doing all type of stuff. And that's how you rise to become them leaders in them other countries. It ain't where you go, popularity contest like you have in the United States. No. They kill to the top, bro.
You got to be one of them guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they kill to the top. I'm not saying that's right. I'm not talking about that. I'm saying that's how they get down. So that man sitting there is a real soldier, a real warrior, talking to a punk. You know what I'm saying? And just talking crazy to him. Like I couldn't help it, bro. I was just looking at that. The dynamic was ridiculous. Hit play.
Energy Agency
118 member states of the non-aligned movement have declared their support for Iran's position. Don't they count? 57 Islamic countries have supported the Iranian position. Look, Mr. Stephanopoulos, this outlook is wrong. This opinion that some American authorities have are the root cause of the world's problems. That someone who possesses nuclear bombs tells others not to use it for peaceful means.
It's clear from listening to you that you're not concerned about another round.
Hit pause, y'all. If y'all didn't understand what he meant by using the nuclear weapon for peace, what he's saying is that when you have the bomb, the United States don't talk to you crazy.
Right.
That's what he means. When you have the bomb, the United States now invites you to dinner. Now you can sit at the table and they talk to you very nicely. They don't talk like Stephanopoulos right there. Do you understand that if you don't do they don't talk like that.
Yeah.
They're like, Mr. Ahmadinejad, can you please, would you like to try the steak tartare? They start talking right.
Have a seat.
Yeah. They start pulling a chair out and all that because now they got fear. They know that this guy's serious. All right? That's what he means by peace. Because it's like a gun. What is a gun called? It's called a peacemaker.
Yeah.
Why is a gun that takes life, well, it doesn't take the people take life, but why is that weapon called a peacemaker? Because when it comes out, all of a sudden everybody gets peaceful.
Yeah, everybody real respectful.
Yeah, nobody want no more. Hey, bro. Nah, I didn't mean it like that. You know
Excuse
what I mean?
me.
Right? Go ahead. Hit play.
But it's also been pretty clear to most observers that if Iran continues on this path, that the state of Israel will take matters into its own hands and take out Iran's nuclear program through military means.
There you go. Did you see that? Now, why would that be clear to any of us that Israel would rise? Because these people are making a bomb, Israel is going to attack Iran?
Right.
Why would that be clear? Wouldn't it make sense that a person might think, well, listen, even if they get the bomb, they're going to drop a bomb on us. You know, America going to just obliterate them. But no, they don't want them to have the bomb at all, people. You know why, family? Because they're trying to stop the prophecies of God. It's not going to happen.
Right.
It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. The only people to have ever dropped a bomb was the United States. Nobody's ever done it. Yeah. Nobody else has done it. So why are you worrying about these countries doing it when they've never done it? You're the only one that done it. And now you don't want them to have it. No. You don't do it. No. You don't do it. You listen to me.
Right.
You listen to me. Yo, this is crazy. All right, go ahead.
Iran will definitely continue its path. You should not even doubt that we will continue our path.
But aren't you playing with fire? The potential of an Israeli military strike?
Do they want to attack us? They're not a factor in our defense doctrine. We don't even count them.
Yo, you heard what he said? He said, we don't even count them. We don't care what y'all talking about, Esau.
Right.
Only thing he need to say, yo, we don't care what y'all white people talking about. That's really what he want to say. They don't give a damn. Like we doing, what he trying to say is we running our own country. You don't tell us what to do.
Yeah.
Oh, man, hit play.
That at all?
They're finished. The Zionist regime is finished. They can't even manage Gaza. They want to get into a conflict with Iran. Everybody knows about this, and I'm surprised that you as a professional journalist don't know.
Wow. That's beautiful. Hold on, hit pause. Did you see that? Yeah. He said they can't even, he told my Amalek now. He said they can't even manage Gaza, and they want to get involved with us.
Yeah.
He like, we will roast them. See, y'all don't understand. Remember, y'all, we got to bring this back to y'all understanding. When you're talking about Iran, you're talking about the Persians. You're talking about the Persian Empire. They had an empire at one time. Yeah. They've been around for thousands of years. They look at America like,
the new guy.
Yeah, y'all just came around. Yeah. Israel, y'all is like 50. Y'all 60 years old, 70 years, 80 years old, whatever they are. They don't give a damn about them. They're like, yo, we been around. How y'all gonna take us out? That ain't happening.
Yeah.
We gonna fight y'all to the death. Y'all don't understand. That's what he's trying to say. Hold on. Matter of fact, you know what? Hold on. Let's get a scripture real quick. Hold on. Matter of fact, play the rest of that, y'all, while I'm looking at this thing.
The Zionist regime can't manage Gaza. Do they want to get into a conflict with Iran?
One final question. There's a new documentary out that says that Osama bin Laden is living in Tehran. Is Osama bin Laden in Tehran?
Hey, drop that. So they started to ask him about at the time when bin Laden was on the move, right? Bin Laden was so cold they couldn't find him, right? Which they knew exactly. First of all, Bin Laden had already been dead. That's another thing. Bin Laden had died, and they still were saying that he was alive, and then talking about they had SEAL Team 6 talking about they took him out or whatever. That whole story's a lie.
Damn.
That whole story's a lie. Matter of fact, the SEAL Team 6, they might have thought they killed Bin Laden. Because remember when they killed him, they said they took his body and threw it out at sea? Really? When they killed Saddam Hussein, they showed that thing on TV, man.
Yeah.
And he didn't do nothing. Bin Laden supposedly is the guy who took down the towers, and you quietly put his body in the water? Yo, come on, man. Yo, bruh, you can't make it up. But look at this. I want to show y'all this, right? Go to the Esther in the Apocrypha, right? Watch this. Now, Purim just passed, right? So y'all remember Haman. When you know the history of Haman, right? Haman, the Edomite, was trying to do what? Kill all Israel, right? He's trying to knock out the Israelites out of the Persian Empire, right? But when you read in the Apocrypha of Esther, he was doing more than that, right? Look at this. Go to Esther. I want chapter 7, starting verse 10.
You want that's in the regular book.
What?
Esther chapter 7, right?
No. I want it in the Apocrypha.
Which chapter?
Oh, 7.
Yeah, that's in the regular.
What are you talking about?
That's in the regular Bible.
It is?
Yeah, chapter 7.
Nah. It started 11. That's true. I'm looking on my phone, so they got it different. Go to the last chapter. Should be what, 14 or something like that?
Yeah, 16.
16. I'm sorry. Go to 16 and verse 10. Watch this, y'all.
Esther chapter 16 and verse 10. For Ammon, a Macedonian, the son of Amadiah, being indeed a stranger from the Persian blood.
Right. So Haman, the Macedonian, meaning what? He was an Edomite. That's what it's talking about. You see that in the book of Maccabees, right? That what? They became the Greeks, right? So Esau, go ahead.
And far distant from our goodness.
And I'm sorry, it says being indeed a stranger from the Persian blood, meaning what? He was part of the Persian Empire. He was way up in his title. He was like the number 2 guy, right? In the Persian Empire. That's the Iranians today, right? So he was an Edomite, was number 2. So they said, but still he was what? A stranger from the Persian blood. Go ahead.
And far distant from our goodness, and as a stranger received of us, had so far forth obtained the favor that we showed toward every nation, as that he was called our father, and was continually honored of all men, and the next person unto the king.
Right, go ahead.
But he, not bearing his great dignity, went about to deprive us of our kingdom and our life.
Now, hold on. He's saying that Esau had went around to do what? Deprive the Persians of their kingdom and life. But when you read in the scriptures, you don't see that. He was really trying to take out the Israelites, right? But watch this. Keep reading.
Having by manifold and cunning deceit.
You see Esau? Manifold and cunning deceits. That's what he's about. He's a deceitful individual. That's why he's known as the devil that the Bible speaks of, right? Deceitful, lying, right? Go ahead.
Sought of us the destruction as well of Mardochæus.
No. Sought of us the destruction as well of Mardochæus, okay, which is Mordecai. Go ahead.
Mardochæus, who saved our life and continually procured our good, and also of blameless Esther.
Right, that was his wife. Go ahead.
Partaker of our kingdom with their whole nation.
Now watch this. Go ahead, read 14.
For by these means he thought, finding us destitute of friends, to have translated the kingdom of the Persians to the Macedonians.
What did he want to do? He wanted to translate the kingdom of the Persian Empire to Esau. That's what he wanted to do. And that's what eventually happened. Meaning what? Haman got put to death, but it was a plan that Esau had for a long time. Yeah. So when you read in the regular book of Esther in the Bible, it doesn't talk about that. But in the Apocrypha, it gives you the backstory on why he wanted to kill the Israelites, and the king's wife was an Israelite. So he's gonna put that to death regardless, right? But he went and dug deeper and found out that there was a whole plan of Esau to take over the Persian Empire, which eventually happened. So what you're looking at now is what? them again doing it, trying to take over the Persians to do what? Finish them and take their land. But guess what? It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. For real. Hey, listen. Hey, officer, you got to get your reading together, okay? Captain Joel just told me to fire you. All right, but I'm gonna keep you around, okay? I'm right here. I'm negotiating for your job. All right, yo, Cap. Listen, man, we're gonna keep him around a little bit. He got like 20 more minutes. He might be fired, Cap. All right, so let's get back to it. Hey, so now bring up number 9, right? Because now you might be thinking, what does this have to do with it? But Muammar Gaddafi's son was killed like a month before. It was very quiet. Nobody really discussed it. Nobody really talked about it. Because now that the war kicked off, it's like, well, what does he have to do with the war? But he got something to do with it. The United States is knocking off leaders. Why? Because they need to keep Libya in that same state. Remember, they're trying to create the greater Israel. They need all the Arabs in pocket. They need them locked down. They don't want no heroes. They don't want no idealists coming in. So what? He still had the ideals of his father, right? But watch this, y'all. Hit play.
Saif al-Islam was 53 years old. Libyan officials say Saif was killed in the town of Sintan, southwest of the capital, Tripoli. Though the circumstances of his death remain unclear, local media reported that armed men entered his home and killed him. Prosecutors are now investigating the killing. His lawyer confirmed his death on Facebook without providing any details. Educated at the London School of Economics, Saif al-Islam was long seen as the reformist face of the Gaddafi regime. He played a prominent role in shaping policy before the 2011 uprising that toppled his father. After Muammar Gaddafi was toppled in 2011 and killed, Saif was captured while attempting to flee Libya to neighboring Niger. He was held.
All right, so hit pause. So after his father was killed, right? They killed him in the street like a dog, right? And people, okay, Muammar Gaddafi, he was a rough character, but he had Libya moving beautifully, right? If anybody can find that, I forgot to pull that up earlier, but he had them. For instance, if you got married, you getting a house automatically. Yeah. You're getting. I mean, he had the whole country stabilized. Everybody was going to school, the whole 9, right? Meanwhile, they had him, like you brought out earlier, officer, what they do is what? Popular persuasions, try to make you look like a complete criminal, a demon and all of that. But his people loved him because he had things sewed up. Now, people who went against him, yeah, they came up missing. They was dead because he was that type of guy. He was a warrior. He was a soldier, right? So that's how he dealt. But his son now, he sent his son to school. His son went to school in, go ahead, read that real quick, officer. His name is Muammar, all right?
Oh, there you go. Under Muammar Gaddafi, Libya used nationalized oil revenue to fund extensive social welfare, providing free education
Go ahead.
and health care, subsidized housing,
Go ahead.
and improved infrastructure.
Stop right there. So could you imagine, right? Because we got a lot of oil here in America. Could you imagine if America said, okay, we're going to use our oil money and just take and we're going to have make sure we got free education, right? Free health care, subsidized housing. That's set up for you once you get it. You get married, whatever. And it was a thing. You get yourself on your feet and then you can go do whatever you want. And improved infrastructure, meaning what? Highways, roads, whatever the case may be, schools. However they doing it. Go ahead, read.
These policies resulted in high literacy rates.
You know, America doesn't like high literacy rates. Even here in the United States, I mean, if you go from state to state, the literacy rates of our kids especially is trash, okay? Our people is walking around dumb as hell. You can speak to some adults. They don't have basic knowledge of things, right? Because that's how America like to keep you dumb so they could take over, right? Literacy rates, go ahead.
And one of the highest per capita GDPs in Africa.
Go ahead.
Though benefits were often distributed unequally.
Now they want to add that. Unequally. What are you talking about? Were they distributed or not? Right. They were distributed. So now, of course, the United States got to come in and talk some stupidity, right? Come on, man. Listen, we're gonna drop that for a second. I just want to bring that part out to show you what was going on previous to Muammar Gaddafi's death. When he died, now all of that died with him. So Libya is in shambles. right? So now the son, he was caught and arrested. He was trying to go into Niger, right? Or Niger now they call it, right? Or nigger, right? That's what it is, right? But once he was, they sent, okay, hit play.
Years by fighters before being released in June 2017. Since then, he was living in Zintan. In 2015, a Libyan court sentenced him to death in absentia for inciting violence and killing protesters.
Hit play.
He was also...
So he got out, whether he escaped or whatever, or some people got him out of there, whatever. Then they sentenced him to death in absentia, meaning he wasn't actually in the court. Who was these people that sentenced him to death? You know the United States was behind that, right? Sentenced him to death, but he was gone. He was in hiding, right? Go ahead, hit play.
Wanted by the International Criminal Court on charges of crimes against humanity in connection with 2011 uprising.
Okay.
In 2020...
We got to drop that and go to the next one because I want to show y'all this. And we got so much. I got to bring this stuff out because we got to get to this part of the greater Israel. We have to get to that, right? So, but bring up video number 10 and go to 4 minutes and 50 seconds. 4 minutes and 50 seconds, okay? 4 minutes, 50 seconds, and we go into 6 minutes and 30 seconds, all right? All right, and okay. So this is another thing. This is still talking about Saif Gaddafi, which is Muammar's son. This is talking about him again, but this is talking about when he got killed. All right, you're going to see certain similarities between his death and Ahmadinejad and Khomeini. All right, go ahead.
This was very bad in the eyes of the
Turn
US.
that volume up.
After years of complete silence, the man sentenced to death, wanted for war crimes by the International Criminal Court, who'd vanished into Libya's vast desert, he was back, running for president.
It paused. So now he popped back up and started running for president. What you're going to find out is that the United States was pushing for elections in Libya to establish a new president. They weren't expecting him. So he popped back up and started running for president. Hit play.
Was devastating. The United States had demanded these elections. Washington had pressured Libyan factions to agree to the electoral process. Now those same elections threatened to restore the very regime they'd spent billions eliminating. Because everyone knew one fact: Saif would win by a landslide. It wouldn't even be close. Every poll confirmed it. Every analyst agreed. The Gaddafi name still had immense power in Libya. Tribal loyalties remained strong, particularly in regions that had benefited under Gaddafi rule. War-weary Libyans, desperate for stability, exhausted by years of militia conflicts and economic collapse, saw Saif as a return to order. They remembered the infrastructure projects, the oil wealth distribution, the functioning government, however oppressive it had been. For Washington, this was a nightmare scenario. Intelligence briefings became increasingly urgent. A Saif presidency would be catastrophic. He would consolidate power using his father's surviving networks, eliminate opponents systematically, and establish an authoritarianism that learned from Muammar's mistakes. It would be more efficient, more brutal, more stable, and therefore more permanent. It would be Gaddafi 2.0, a modern, educated, intelligent version of the same dictatorship.
Hit pause. You see what they're saying? So basically they're saying that because he went to school, graduated in England, I think he went to school, and graduated with an economics degree, and I want to say could be political, something else. I know it was 2 degrees, but he was going to be a different version than his father because he knew how to talk with the international community. Muammar was a straight soldier, so he did everything hard with the hammer. But this guy was going to use the hammer too, but then speak to you nicely, like how the United States do it. You know what I mean? But hit play.
It would have been like Gaddafi never left. Everything America worked for, everything they'd invested in, everything they'd sacrificed would collapse overnight. This was when they had to shut down the elections completely. The December 2021 elections never happened.
Hit pause. Right, so they stopped the election when this guy came back. This is United States now.
Breaking the rules.
Right. They was like, oh, man, we got a real one here. Oh, no, we got to stop the election. Now y'all stopping the election because they know that what? This guy getting power, we're not going to be able to, it's going to be hard for us to grab back Libya again, right? Because now he's going to be able, because he's going to come in harder than his father because he's going to knock off everybody and then everybody's going to rock with him.
Yeah.
Right? Go ahead, play.
His electoral commission indefinitely postponed them, officially citing legal challenges and technical issues with candidate eligibility. But here's the truth. They scrapped the whole thing because it would do the nation more harm than good. In fact, there wouldn't be any good from Saif being the sole leader. The international community, led by the United States, effectively canceled elections because democracy was producing the wrong result. The U.S. made sure these elections didn't proceed after being the ones pushing Libya to have them. Think about the irony. America intervened in 2011 in the name of democracy and human rights. 10 years later, they prevented democratic elections because Libyans would elect someone Washington opposed. The message was clear. Libya could have democracy, but only with acceptable results.
Damn.
Since 2021, when everything was canceled, Saif went back into hiding. Nowhere to be seen, once again, rumors spreading. He may be dead. He may have fled to another country. Nobody knew for certain. But for American intelligence, everything changed after 2021. Before his presidential bid, Saif was a problem to manage, a potential future threat. After he nearly won an election.
We at 6:30? Okay, now we good. We good on that.
Hey,
right?
Cap, you know what they go to show?
Yes,
They go to show about this whole voting thing,
right?
In democracy, when they over it, they only allow it to work if the people getting elected are playing ball.
That's right.
That's how you know it's a farce. So we have an instance where this brother's running.
Right.
They know they can't control him, so it's like, hey, let's just stop the whole election.
Exactly.
You know, because they're not going to control that. The whole point of democracy is to give you an illusion of your participation.
Exactly.
Yep.
Right. No, excellent. Excellent. And the other video that we took down that I didn't let play out, it discussed how he got killed. I forgot it was the ending of the other video. But how he got killed was, I'm going to just tell y'all because I don't want to go back to it. What it was that he was, again, in a spot by himself with his friends, right? Nobody knew where he was at, supposedly. 4 men came in, right? He's on the phone with his people. And then as somebody's coming in, because his friend so-called went to go grab some food or whatever, this team of men, he said, yo, it sounds like somebody's breaking in the house. This is the last words he was telling his guys on the phone. He gets off to go see what's up. Boom, they hear the shots. He got hit 7 times. But what they did before they came to see him, they went to go grab all of the security tapes, knock off the camera. So there's no video of nothing, right? Who's doing stuff like this? A 4-man team? Coming in, wiping everything clean, knocking them off, right? But watch this. Check this out. Bring up number 11. You just got to read this article real quick, right? So his sister came out and said, well, yeah, he didn't get killed in the house like that. So nobody don't really know exactly what happened. The only thing they do know is that he dead. That's it. Y'all got that article? All right.
Safi al-Islam Gaddafi, death. Muammar Gaddafi's son killed near border with Algeria.
Go ahead, scroll up. Get that out of there. Scroll. Get to the article. Get that stuff out of there. I know it's like a foreign paper, so it's crazy. All right, go ahead.
The young Gaddafi died in circumstances that remain contested, with his family and close aides offering differing accounts of where and how he died.
Right, so now it's up in the air. How did he die? Go ahead.
According to the BBC, the 53-year-old's death emerged on Tuesday, January 3rd, through multiple channels, making the dramatic end to his life.
Marking the dramatic end to his life.
Sir.
Go ahead.
He had remained deeply entwined with Libya's turbulent politics long after his father was overthrown and killed in 2011.
Okay, so we're going to scroll down a bit. We're not going to read the whole article. I want to get to where his sister jumped in there, right? Scroll. Hold on. Scroll up. Okay, read that.
His whereabouts had long been the subject of speculation. Blacked out.
Go ahead.
With limited verified sightings since his release from detention in 2017. Further details were shared by his advisor, Abdullah Othman Abdurrahim, who said Saif al-Islam was killed inside his home by 4 unidentified men.
Right. So that guy, Abdallah, that was the one that was with him the whole time. Okay, go ahead.
According to Abdurrahim, the attackers disabled surveillance cameras for carrying out the killing.
Before carrying out the killing. Go ahead, scroll down. Scroll down. We're going to get to where that sister was talking at. Let me see. Go ahead. Keep scrolling. Should be that next one. Scroll. Hold on. Y'all going too quick. All right, scroll. Keep scrolling. Keep scrolling. I'm sorry, y'all. Damn. Oh, go back up. We missed it. Why do I think he blacking out?
I think that section where it said, how did he
die, right? Scroll up, y'all. Scroll up. Go ahead, scroll up, y'all. Scroll. Damn. Must have went right past. I seen where it said his sister. That's what I was looking for. Damn. All right. I don't know. We missed that thing. I don't know. It might just be right above that. I don't understand this blacking out stuff. All right, stop right there.
How did he die?
Damn. There it goes. Yes, this is it right here. Read that. All praises.
According to his political team, Saif al-Islam was shot dead in an apparent assassination with his lawyer told international media that a four-armed man unit carried out a targeted attack at his residence in the western Libyan city of Zintan.
All right, jump down to that last paragraph.
However, a competing account came from within Gaddafi family, as his sister told Libyan television that he was killed near Libyan's border with Algeria.
Right. So she's saying that he was fleeing, I guess, into Algeria and got into it out there with a group and got killed, right? So clearly we're not going to know what actually happened until they want us to know. You know what I mean? But the bottom line is what? They want to take out these leaders with these ideas to do what? Create that greater Israel. We're about to get into it. Wait a minute. Yo, Officer Shem, what's going on? You just decided to show the hell up. Hey, bro.
Hey, man.
He doing the Officer Jadiel, just coming in whatever the hell he want.
No,
he just dropped in from the ceiling. I ain't even see him walk in here.
Mission impossible, man.
Yeah, what's going on, man? Everything
hey,
good?
Man, what's happening? What's happening, my people?
Yeah, man. Yeah, you had to shout out the people, man. It was looking. All right. All right, yo. All right, so now play number 13. We're going to get into the greater Israel. We got to run through this, y'all. Y'all got to see this. Number 13, y'all. All right.
To build. I think this moment in time represents the apex of the Israeli agenda to build a greater Israel and to wage wars of annihilation, not just against the Palestinian people, but against any forces that could rise to stand in the way of Israel being the dominant military force in the Middle East.
Right. Stop. Hit pause. You see that? It says greater Israel refers to a belief that the Bible justifies Israel expanding its borders, right? So remember what we was going over in the kingdom, right? Remember, it's going to be 1,500 miles wide, high, long, all that. They thinking that they about to experience that right now. Yeah, they not. They're not the guys. They're not the guys. But hit play.
It's not that Israel is saying, we're going to march on Tehran and we're going to annex Iran. It's that they need Iran to be destroyed to make the rest of the project easier.
Damn, you see that? Ho. That's what they were saying before. Remember, PLO Lumumba said that Iran is the only viable threat amongst all of the people. Because Ishmael is basically asleep. For those who don't know, Iran, they're not Ishmael. They something else. You know what I mean? They the Persians. It's a little bit different. They don't consider them. They're together in terms of their religion, right? But outside of that, but some of the Persians is not even considering themselves Muslim, right? But the Persians are separate people from the rest of Ishmael. That's how it is. All right. So that's why they were looking to put that wedge there, because they know, hey, Ishmael ain't really with them, you know. But even Ishmael, remember, they're a wild man. They've been fighting with each other the whole time. Oh. That's why the United States and England and all that try to make those countries to make it look like, okay, so they can have control of them, y'all. All right. So that's what they're saying. Iran is the last problem there, basically, for them to take over the entire region. All right. Go ahead.
I think that the Israelis view Donald Trump as their greatest chance in history to push through a project for a greater Israel. What they want to do is severely weaken or utterly destroy any forces or countries in the region that will stand in the way of the next phase of Israel's war of conquest and annihilation.
Look at that. Stop. You see that? That's what we went over earlier. Remember Epstein, right? He was hoping. Remember, he was talking to Ehud, the other prime minister of Israel, saying that he hoping that they would attack Iran. Look what it says here. For decades, Benjamin Netanyahu been trying to make that happen. So even when I ain't gonna say remember, y'all might not know, he was the prime minister, then he wasn't, then he came back. So even when he wasn't the prime minister, he was stirring it up. All right, hit play.
Nuclear weapons.
Nuclear weapons.
Nuclear weapons. Atomic bombs.
We are talking about 3 consistent decades of Benjamin Netanyahu falsely claiming that Iran is on the verge, days away or weeks away or months away from building a nuclear bomb. And so what we're seeing right now is that Netanyahu is getting what he's been agitating for since the 1990s. They don't need it to be tied up into a neat bow. If you utterly destroy all of Iran's institutions and you leave that society in tatters, regime change could look like pure chaos, civil war, and from Donald Trump's perspective, there is a ticking clock on his time in office, and the Israelis don't know what is going to come next. And so what you've seen is the utter obliteration of Gaza. You see an aggressive attempt to annex greater parts of the occupied West Bank. You saw the wiping out of the upper echelons of Hezbollah in Lebanon, bombing the entire conventional military capability and capacity of Syria to ensure that whatever Arab government takes power won't have an ability to defend itself against Israel and its wars of expansion or conquest. The Israelis definitely want to see a massively weakened Iranian state that will make it much easier for them to pursue their agenda across the rest of the region.
Right. And y'all can drop that. Right? So this is what it is. So with everybody, what they trying to do, they trying to get in there, lie to them, right? Fake negotiate, but they want to take over, right? They want to take over. At the end of the day, they either going to do it by, you know how the people say, by hook or by crook, right? They're going to come in there smooth. Give me Isaiah 21, right? Give me Isaiah 21, because, and we're going to start at verse 1. Actually, you can start at verse 2, right? We're going to get straight to it, right? Because these people are wicked as hell. They stabbing everybody in the back. They're going to do whatever they got to do. You can't listen to nothing they talking about. Everything is a lie. Go ahead, read that, bro.
Isaiah chapter 21 and verse 2. A grievous vision is declared unto me. The treacherous dealer dealeth treacherously.
The treacherous dealer dealeth treacherously. Who's that? That's Esau. That's Babylon. That's United States. That's Israel. Right? Go ahead.
And the spoiler spoileth.
Go ahead.
Go up, O Elam.
Go up, O Elam.
Besiege, O Media.
Right. That's talking about what? Persia, Media. Right? That's talking about what? That's what we're reading about today, Iran. Right? And the reason it says O Elam, O Media, because the Persian Empire had stretched all the way into India, all the way down in Iran and all of that. It was huge. Okay, go ahead.
All the sign thereof have I made to cease.
Right. Because what? They're going to raise up against the treacherous dealer. That's what it's talking about. You got something, bro?
Yeah, I just like Job. 5 and 12.
All right.
Because if you're not playing ball, they're knocking people off. You got to be in pocket. So watch this.
The book of Job, chapter 5 and verse 12. He disappointeth the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise.
So everything they're trying to set up and get accomplished, the Lord he already got things set up to where it's not going to work.
He taketh the wise and their own craftiness, and the counsel of the froward is carried headlong.
Right. So that's it right there, man. Everything they're trying to do is going to be spoiled.
No, 100%. There's no way in the world that. Again, the beautiful part about it, right, was when they said that they were trying to carry out God's mission.
Right.
This is God's mission, 100%. Right. When you go into, we talked about it. 2 Ezra 15. Go back to Micah. We left off from that purposefully because I knew we were gonna have to come right back to it. Right. Go back to Micah chapter 2. Right. We're gonna start in verse 1 again, but look right in verse 2. Watch this. Right.
The book of Micah, chapter 2, and you want to start at 1?
Yes, sir.
Verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand.
Go ahead.
And they covet fields.
The field they coveting right now is the land of Iran, Persia. That's what they're coveting. They're coveting the fields, but they were doing what? It said that they was devising sin in their minds. They thinking about it. Decades. We got to get it. Go ahead.
And they take them by violence.
Are they not trying to take it by violence right now? Go ahead.
And houses. And take them away.
Go ahead.
So they oppress a man and a house.
Because they want to oppress a man and his house. Go ahead.
Even a man and his heritage.
A man and his heritage. That's what they're trying to do. What did it say? That they're going to do what? Stir up conflict, right? They bombed the schools, right? By them bombing the school of the kids, you might be thinking, oh, maybe they made a mistake. No, they want the people to turn on the government and say, see what you doing? You making them bomb us and kill us. That's what they're trying to do, all right? They trying to create what? Civil wars, all of that unrest so that this way they could just waltz right in. They don't really want that war. That's why Ahmadinejad said, what? They really want problems with us? You can't even handle Gaza.
Right.
You don't really want it with us. They don't really want it with them, right? So they trying to do what? Different things. Watch this. Hey, y'all ready? Y'all ready back there? I want y'all to bring something up. Watch this. Hold on. Where's that thing? Damn. Oh, here you go. Bring up 22 real quick. Because they said something. They want to create chaos and all of that, right? Watch this. Bring up number 22. Watch this, y'all.
Turning now to the Gulf situation, which we just talked about with Dr. Trita Parsi, the entire region in flame and also deeply afraid of what it means if they run out of interceptors. We did want to start, though, with this extraordinary accusation by Tucker Carlson reporting that there were Mossad plots and agents arrested by 2 different Gulf countries trying to foment terror and chaos in these countries. Let's take a listen.
It really, really hurts these countries, and Israel wanted to hurt these countries. That's the point. Wanted to hurt these countries, wanted to sow chaos and disorder because they are rivals of Israel. So it's probably hasn't been reported, but it's a fact that last night in Qatar and Saudi Arabia, authorities arrested Mossad agents planning on committing bombings in those countries. Now, that's weird. That doesn't make any sense. Why would the Israelis be committing bombings in 2 Gulf countries which are also being attacked by Iran? Aren't they on the same side? No.
Right.
No.
Right.
Israel wants to hurt Iran and Qatar and UAE and Saudi and Bahrain and Oman and Kuwait.
Extraordinary claim there by Tucker Carlson, and obviously highlighting the big.
But listen, y'all, but that goes into the greater Israel. So you might be thinking, what they're going to do, just take over all these countries and call them Israel? They want the United States of Israel. That's what they're trying to do. That's what they're trying to do. It's just like the United States. That's what they're trying to do over there, right? Because they're supposed to be on the side of what? Of, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I forgot what he was saying in terms of, the Saudis and all of that, right? They got stuff going on in Saudi land. I'm going to show y'all that, right? All of their so-called allies, they're doing stuff in those allied countries, right? To do what? To make it look like there's terrorists. Now, there is going to be some real terrorists. No question about it. But they're setting the tone. I'm telling you, this thing is crazy, y'all. It's super crazy. Hold on. You got something while I'm scrolling through here? Oh, you know what? Bring up number 16, y'all. Bring up number 16. So now we're going to jump to Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia is the ultimate friend of America, right? That's like their best friend in the Middle East, right? The so-called Middle East. Watch this. Page 16.
Trump has abandoned Saudi Arabia during this war. And
they should have voted Kamala.
They should have voted Kamala. But Israel is actually striking the oil production in Saudi Arabia and trying to blame it on Iran.
Okay, stop. You see that? Israel is the one bombing the oil reserves in Saudi Arabia, and they blaming it on Iran, right? But watch this. Go ahead.
But a lot of people thought it was Iran, right? Because Iran is hitting the other Arab states in the Gulf that have United States military bases, but they're only hitting the military bases.
Yeah, they're very accurate. Their missiles better than, I would say, our missiles. That's embarrassing.
Yeah, and so well, here's what this is a Saudi political analyst, Suleiman Al-Qali, on Al Jazeera. Here he says that America has abandoned them. Let's listen. He says U.S. defense center on Israel. Without Gulf states that located in it are many U.S. military bases. So he's saying U.S. is just focusing on Israel, protecting Israel, not focusing on protecting the Arab states that have U.S. military bases in it. What it's in doubt, I appreciate it, or I think there's a sense of disappointment in the Gulf on our ally, our partner. That would be the United States. They're disappointed in our ally, our partner. Yeah, because you know that Israel is their wife and Saudi Arabia is just their side piece.
Yo, hit pause, man. Yo, that's crazy, right? He said that Israel is the wife of the United States, but Saudi is just a side piece. So we don't really love you like that.
Damn.
You know what I mean? We got to deal with our wife. We got to protect wifey. But you, hey, if you survive, then we'll come over and sleep with you again. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Great. The United States has a lot of side pieces, and but who is it?
We're gonna go to 5 minutes, y'all.
Why am I blanking on his name? No, who was Nixon's Secretary of State? Kissinger said it is dangerous to be America's friend. It's deadly. It's dangerous to be our adversary. It's deadly to be our friend.
Damn.
Well, he really just came out and said that stuff, huh?
He said that.
Every time I don't like him, he said a thing where I'm like, well, I got to give that to him.
So this is what's happening. Here we go. We described it accurately. The U.S. partner that focuses on the security of Israel and stability of Israel and the people of Israel without attention on defending the Arab Gulf states that are exposed today to attacks from Iran without U.S. putting efforts to protect us. So that's what's happening. So even the Gulf states, the United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, they know that the United States has focused all their military might on protecting Israel, and they don't care what happens to them.
Well, maybe Saudi should use their own Shabbos goys. They're called Filipinos.
Saudi Arabia, the oil facility in Ras Turna has ceased its operations. So Saudi Arabia's big oil facility, it got hit. So here it is. Here it is. Now, people thought that was Iran that did that.
Watch this, y'all.
So people thought that was Iran. But now we're getting many more credible reports that say, no, that was actually Israel that's going, because Iran doesn't want the United States to bomb their oil fields. So they're being careful not to bomb anybody else's oil fields because they don't want to start let's bomb each other's oil fields war. What Iran is doing is just striking back at military installations of the United States in other Arab countries. They're not striking the oil production because they don't want anybody to strike their oil production. So they're not really launching a war against these Arab states. They're launching a war against the United States military installations in those countries. So so right now here we have Ryan Razbiniani says, just in, Iranian state media shares Iran did not attack the Ras Tanura oil refinery in Saudi Arabia, Tanura oil refinery. It was Israel. Tasnim news agency reports the attack on the Saudi Aramco refinery was carried out by Israel, and Iran did not strike any oil facilities in Saudi Arabia. In fact, here, I got a video for you to tell you the same thing.
We have already been in touch with our Saudi brothers, and we have talked about this issue. Iran is not responsible for the attack against the oil installations in Saudi Arabia. We have made it clear. We have officially announced today that was not one of the targets of the Iranian armed forces.
All right. Yo, y'all can drop that. You see that? So Iran came out and did what? They called, they said, we spoke to our Saudi brothers. They called them and said, listen, that ain't us. We ain't do that. And Saudi, knowing them enough, they said, all right, cool. We know it ain't you. Y'all see, you see what's happening here. So Israel don't give a damn about nothing. They were looking to expand and do this by any means necessary. All right. But basically what we're telling you with that is that we were talking earlier. How is Saudi? How are the rest of the Arab nations going to wind up coming together through things like this? This is how they're going to wind up getting behind Iran and saying, yo, we rolling with you. The Dragons of Arabia is going to roll with Carmania and do damage. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got something? Y'all got something?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
You had said something earlier, like they saying they doing God's work, right?
Right.
And trying to build this thing up. But we know that it's not God's work because the scriptures say something totally different. Give me Zechariah 4.
Hold on. Before you do that, it is God's work.
Yeah,
because that's what we were bringing out earlier. You wasn't here, so you didn't see the actual quote and everything what they said. It was beautiful, but they literally are doing God's work because they're putting themselves in position to get killed.
They on that behalf,
right?
On that sense,
Exactly. Yes. Yep.
I'm not talking about that sense, there.
Right.
Because they think they're doing something.
Exactly.
They think that something is positive for them is gonna come out of it, but it's not.
Right.
Ain't nothing positive coming out for you. You doing what you supposed to do in order to get tucked away.
That's the point.
Give me Zechariah chapter 4 verse 6. Because when the real people get the land, it ain't gonna be by gunplay. It ain't gonna be by watch. Go ahead, read that.
Zechariah chapter 4 and verse 6.
Yeah.
Then he answered and spake unto me, saying, This is the word of the Lord unto Zerubbabel.
Watch what the Lord told Zerubbabel.
Saying, not by might.
Not by what?
Not by might.
So it ain't gonna be by your own might that you gonna make a difference.
Nor by power.
It ain't gonna be by your own power that you gonna make a difference.
But by my spirit.
It's gonna be by the Spirit of the Lord that's gonna make that difference.
Right. Saith the Lord of hosts.
The Spirit of the Lord is what's gonna bring everything back to its original. He's gonna put the Spirit of the Lord is what's gonna put the real people back on top that's supposed to be on top. It ain't coming by no one man's might or no one man's power.
That's right.
I better understand that.
Yeah, they gonna understand. Hey, bring up number 24. Because I'm glad you touched on that because there's a piece that I wanted to enter in that I forgot to add because they were talking about how this God's plan for them, right? And what the Iranians said was, yeah, this is God's plan for them to off themselves. That's basically what they said, which was we brought out in the book of 2nd Ezra chapter 11. But I want y'all to see, remember we talked about they got a satanic understanding of the scriptures, right? They built something different, the opposite, a deceitful thing. But look at this. I want to show y'all something. There's a guy named, well, he's dead now. He was a colonel, Michael Aquino, right? And he was in the service. Watch this. Just play this thing. Number 24, y'all might have to like just like kind of like what they say, scrub it a little bit to where it actually starts. It should be like around maybe 15, 20 seconds or something of the video, because there's a bunch of little foolishness going on in the beginning of it. I want y'all to see something, all right? Because Satan runs this whole situation. You know what I'm saying? That's why the Lord said, what? The earth is given into the hand of the wicked, all right? It's happening right now. Watch this, y'all. 24.
Once again, a warning about some tough language and descriptions in a report that we'll have for you in just a moment. Let me introduce you first, though, to Zena LaVey. Her father, Anton LaVey, is, I guess, the founding father of Satanism in this country. Founding it about 25 years ago, Zena?
Yeah, approximately 25 years.
Can you tell us with any certainty how widespread the religion of Satanism is in this country or around the world?
Well, the religion is worldwide. We have members just throughout the world.
Dr. Aquino, the high priest of the Church of Set.
Temple of Set.
Temple of Set, also a colonel.
This guy right here is a colonel, right, in the army, in the military, literal colonel, all right? And he's the head of the Temple of Set, which is a satanic organization. And the government knows about it, right? Go ahead, hit play.
Interestingly enough, in the United States Army, what is it, this Satanism?
I think that there is some confusion tonight because this same term means something different to Satanists than it does to Christians in the United States. By our own standards, the people who you've shown in these film clips would not be Satanists, either present or in the past. Rather, they would be the failures of a conventional religion.
I appreciate your opinion. What is it? In our investigation, we discovered that some of Satan's soldiers are also high-ranking officers in the United States military.
Hit pause.
Here at San Francisco.
Hit pause. So they're saying the Satanists, they're also high-ranking in the United States military, right? So now we're not going to be, we could drop that. I don't want to stay with that too much, right? You see him there. Stay right there for a second. That's him with a picture. Anton LaVey is the head of the satanic church. And in the middle is what? Sammy Davis Jr., right? Now, why is Sammy Davis with these people smiling? They not even smiling like that.
Damn.
The hell you smiling like that for? But remember, Sammy had became part of the Amalek crew. You know what I mean? Dealing with that star Moloch and all of that. They was doing much madness in the Kabbalah and all that, right? This is it right here. Y'all could go into that. It's more on that, but our time is crazy. You know what I mean? It's so much to get into. But the point of the matter is, he was putting that satanic understanding and the way to deal in war, that's at the very top. So that's why they said that there's a religious component to all of this. When they say in religion, they're not talking about Christianity.
Right.
They talking about that right there. That satanic thing right there, y'all. I think we can squeeze in like one more I want to show y'all. Bring up number 20, right? Because Iran has been smashing. They haven't been talking about it, but Iran been smashing U.S. facilities, hitting any country that the United States is down with, touching them. We got a lot on it, but we're just going to show, because I think this kind of goes into a little bit good. Bring up video number 20.
Israel and the United States have attacked Iran. They've followed up on their 12-day war and now turned it into, who knows how long this is going to go on for, but it's way, way more serious than what happened during the 12-day war. I mean, just in the last, 24, 36 hours, they've murdered, the Israelis and Americans have murdered Sayyid Ali Khamenei, who in English we say supreme leader, but it doesn't really encapsulate the role that he plays in terms of his religious mandate and culturally speaking. Let me just say it this way. Let me put it this way. It's an obscene crime. I mean, it's worse than killing the president. Okay, it's that bad.
Damn. Yes, you see that? Killing him is like worse than killing the president, because the president doesn't have any religious or cultural significance to American people, right? He's just like a political guy. But this man is a political man. He's a spiritual guider. He's a cultural situation icon, right? So to them, this is way worse, meaning they coming back for some blood. That's really what he's saying.
Right.
Go ahead.
It's really that bad. They murdered him in his home with his family. And then they of course, launched a bunch of attacks on a girls' school, even like over 100 schoolgirls murdered, and a bunch of military targets and civilian targets, hospitals, etc., etc. You know what the Israelis and Americans. And so in response, Iran have struck all of the US bases in the region. I mean, we're going to go through them one by one, okay? We're going to start with Bahrain. So in Bahrain, you have the United States Navy, the Fifth Fleet specifically, stationed out of Bahrain, out of Manama, the capital. And, me being not just a journalist, but someone who's really big on counter surveillance, right? Like and cybersecurity. Seeing the Iranians blow up this radome, excuse me, is really something. Okay, so this radome is basically an NSA station. So the NSA, the National Security Agency of the United States, have a base. It's not very secret, is it? Inside of this naval base, which is, it's something they've been doing for decades. It's nothing new, but that is usually cloaking, air traffic control systems. It could also be radar, or it could be satellite communication, SATCOM. It costs a lot of bloody money, and just no air defense, nothing, just gone. It's absolutely insane. And the videos coming out of it. Pay attention to the audio, by the way. Yeah. You notice how in every video people are cheering. What does that tell you?
Yeah. That's a drone right there, y'all. Hey, listen.
Allahu Akbar!
Yeah, and these drones, y'all, right? These drones,
the same attack.
Yeah, these drones are not one with a missile on it and dropping it. The drone is the bomb. So they taking the drone and flying it right into stuff. That's how they doing. Go ahead.
It's just from a different angle, yeah? I mean, it's ridiculous, honestly. The whole thing is just, it feels surreal. It really does feel surreal. So this is February 28th, right? It's February 28th. I'm trying to do it chronologically a little bit, but mostly we're going to do it geographically. Here's another angle of one of these. You see the Delta Wing. This is the Shahid drone that the Iranians created, and the Americans actually copied. Yeah, it's bloody madness, right? So all of these clips I'm showing you right now, they're of the Fifth Fleet. Okay, the headquarters of the Fifth Fleet of the U.S. Navy in Bahrain, in Manama. Okay, I mean, it's just they're wrecking.
So listen. In this video, what he's showing you is 9 different installations in countries where Iran is touching the United States. This one here is Bahrain. He's just showing you a few in this one place. The whole video, he's showing you all the different places, right? But hit play,
and they're absolutely destroying them. Okay, like what you really don't have any idea how extensive Iran's response has been. No one does, because half of it is being censored. Right, so that's the radome being taken out, and they're basically saying "odoro," which means like hit it, basically hit it. Every single video that you see is extraordinary, whether it's in Bahrain or it's in it's filmed in Gaza. Every time people see Iranian drones or missiles overhead, they start cheering. What does that tell you about how people in the region feel regarding the United States and having U.S. bases on their soil? It tells you that they don't fucking want them there, do they?
Right. Look at this, y'all.
So in the video, the guy who's filming this, right, you can hear the blast in the background. He's saying, oh, there's been a new hit, and he's saying, look at the dog running away. That dog is America. That's what he just said.
Yo, hey, listen, we got to drop that. We can't go through the whole video, but let me tell y'all where they hit. They hit the UAE, They hit Bahrain. They hit Qatar. They hit Saudi Arabia, right? They hit, well, they didn't hit, they hit Saudi Arabia, but they didn't hit those oil fields. All right, just to let y'all know, they hit the military installations inside of these countries. That's what I want to let y'all know. They didn't go in and start hitting random civilians and all that. They're going after the U.S. bases in those countries. They hit Kuwait, Iraq, Jordan, Syria, Cyprus, and they hit Israel. They actually hit Israel. So we're going to show y'all that real quick. Hey, bring up 18. Matter of fact, no. Bring up 19. Bring up 19. 19, y'all. I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay, there you go.
Well, let's start with the latest. We just received an early detection alert on our phones from the Israeli or the Home Front Command. Basically, we are expecting sirens and air raid sirens to go off any minute now. What this early detection alert tell us that...
Right. Look at that. Hit pause. Iran missile barrage sparks explosions over Tel Aviv. So right now, what you're looking at, nobody's there. Everybody left. And I heard that a lot of the buildings, they have bunkers underneath. So some of them is underneath the bunkers, but a lot of them have just left. So it's like a ghost town. That's what they put out there. It's like a ghost town because Iran is touching them. See, they don't put that in the news. We thinking that, oh, yeah, Iran just getting blasted and everybody else is chilling. Israel under pressure, right? But I want y'all to see this part. Look what's going to happen soon. Go ahead.
Iran has launched a number of missiles in the direction of Israel. We don't know the exact location of where they are headed, but we should maybe, while we're on air, hear the sirens go off. It's been a busy night, Adnan, for the Israeli air defense systems, the multi-layered ones. About 7 or 8 waves of Iranian missiles were launched in the direction of Israel, and that kept the Israeli air defense systems busy overnight. What was interesting is that one of those missiles that exploded over central Israel near Tel Aviv here is a missile that produces cluster rockets or bombs.
Yeah. Hit pause. So they have a missile that comes down and goes into like 100 different bombs. Like literally just breaks apart into different, like 100 pieces and falls all over the place and just tear up everything. Yeah, Iran got some stuff, man. Go ahead, play.
Sub munitions or sub bombs, and those are 2.5 kilos each in size, and create widespread damage across an area of about 8 kilometers or so. And Israel says that it's faced this missile in the past, but this is probably the 3rd or 4th time that Iran has used this advanced Khaybar Shikan missile, which means or translates to a bunker buster.
See that? So basically, they're bunker busters, meaning that they know that the Israelis are hiding underneath, so that these bombs is going to tear that thing open and get them down there, like what they did to Ahmadinejad and them. That's exactly what they're trying to do. Go ahead. And who knows how many Israelis was killed, but they're not really saying that, right? Because they don't want to look weak. Go ahead.
In this war, in the last 7 days, this is a relatively new missile in Iran's stockpile. It was made or started to be manufactured back in 2022, and one of the most, if not the most advanced Iranian missiles. So far, according to the Israeli authorities, nearly 1,600 Israelis have been taken to the hospital.
There you go.
So, as expected, Adnan.
Do you need to go indoors? Mohammed, obviously you need to make a decision about whether you can stay on air with us.
We're okay for now.
He said he's okay.
We just stand.
But yet he's leaving. Come on, stop playing.
For real.
Yeah. No, we okay. We can stay for a while. Let me get out of the way. Yo. Right? Hey, listen, we got to rock 2 more. Y'all got to see this. Play number 18 is real quick. Play 18 is real quick. It's, another bombing of Israel, right? And it's important to show this because you got to see the whole side of it. You got to see, because people thinking Iran is just sitting there and just getting smacked up and trying to hide and all that. No. Like they said, they ready. They ready to go to war. They said, yo, you want to come in here, that's up to you. There's another video where the leader of Iran said, listen, if they want to come in here, that's up to them. Once they come in here, we got them. Like, that's it. We don't care. Go ahead, play. Right? So that's a high-rise building out there. That's where people live. They don't give a damn. They don't give a damn. They was hitting hotels, all that. We got so much videos, we can't even show everything. They was hitting hotels, right? And people say, damn, why they hitting hotels? But they said that American soldiers, a lot of times when there's problems at the base where they know the base going to get hit, they'll tell them to go in the hotels. And then Iran has that knowledge, so they hit the hotel. You know what I mean? So they trying to knock them off in the hotel. That's why a lot of the troops, United States troops, is dead. They're not saying nothing. You know, I'm telling you, oh boy. Yeah, we need more time. We need another whole day of this. Hey, bring up number 15, and this is gonna be the last one, but this is the mentality of Iran right now. This is the mentality of them. Look at your man, Donald Trump. Look at this.
Hearing a shift in tone by the Iranian leadership. President Masoud Pezeshkian apologizing to neighboring countries, saying the regime will no longer attack them unless their territory is used to attack Iran first. No sign President Trump.
So Iran was apologizing because they like, listen, man, I know we hit y'all countries and all that, but y'all got them bases in there. You know what I mean? So we had to do that, but we're not going to do that no more unless y'all allow America to attack us from your state. We coming. Go ahead.
Trump is softening his stance, posting on Truth Social this morning that the president of Iran is only apologizing to the country's Mideast neighbors because of how relentless the attack has been from the U.S. and Israel. He's also warning that today Iran will be hit, quote, very hard. President Trump declaring no deal with Iran except unconditional surrender. Iran's president answering, quote, they will take their dream to the grave if they think we will surrender unconditionally.
Yo, yeah, let's go. He said, yo, they're going to take that to the grave. We fighting them to the death. That's what y'all got to understand.
Yeah, and they know and understand that if they give up, they're going to die.
Thank you.
If they give up conditionally,
right,
then they're going to die.
Exactly.
So, hey, we might as well take this to the grave. We might as well go all out with this.
That's right. Because what you're saying makes sense, right? That's why the scripture said what? They want to oppress a man and his house, a man and his heritage.
Right.
They like, yo, we gonna die on this. And a lot of us, you know what I'm saying? And this is where the Lord is talking about how we gonna get put through that persecution. You gotta have that kind of spirit like how they rolling.
Yeah, you have to.
They dying for their family and race and ethnic. They doing it to the death.
Yeah.
You know.
They know everything about them is gonna die off. Like
right.
They may even keep some, but the fighting spirit, they gonna take it away from them.
That's right. And
everything they see what they did to us. They see what them devils did to us.
Yep.
They see they know who the strongest people on the planet is, and look how we look right now.
Right.
Listen here.
They said, man,
they're like, you ain't doing me like that.
Exactly. They said, now we can't go out like that. We got a whole country. You know what I'm saying? We have ours. We know how to fight amongst our terrain. You know what I'm saying? We the Israelites, we in a country that we in a land that, you know what I'm saying, that don't belong to us. Well, it belongs to us, but we didn't know it. You understand? And now what? We don't have control over it, in other words. All right? One more before we go. Not a video, but we just want to read something. The chosen people from the Caucasus, right? The so-called chosen people, right? Just bring up the cover of that book. Bring up, yeah, there you go. Read that cover, bro.
Chosen.
His mic is off. Somebody pass him a mic or something. There you go.
Check. Chosen People from the Caucasus by Michael Bradley.
Go ahead. Now bring up that page. There you go.
Page 2. Contemporary crises like racism itself have their origins in the prehistory of the white race alone.
Right. You see that? From the white race alone, racism, origins. You see that? Go ahead.
We attribute various threats to our survival to man's folly. But this is a conscious and self-protecting euphemism. Nuclear war, environmental pollution, resource rape are all primary threats to our survival and are all the result of a peculiar Caucasoid behavior, Caucasoid values, and Caucasoid psychology.
So they saying that all of this comes from the white man. That's what this is saying. This is written by white people. You know what I'm saying? So don't look at us. We ain't write the book, right? It's saying peculiarly Caucasoid behavior, Caucasoid values, Caucasoid psychology. All right. When you read in Genesis 25, it says what? That us and them are totally different people. Totally different. Read on.
There is no way to avoid the truth. The problem with the world is the white man.
Damn.
Hell yeah.
That's it. That's it. Y'all can drop that.
Straight cancer.
You know?
The devil. Damn.
The devil. Yeah, we figured we going to end it on that. And by the way, the Booster Club. All right? All praise to the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Excellent. We had a lot more, but, you know, time constraints, right? Lord's will, next time we're going, you know, it's so much stuff coming out in the news about these wars and everything, so much deep conversation we could really go on, and we'll bring it back and touch some stuff, right? But what we found out today, that Epstein's still involved. This man been dead, and he's still involved. His war, right? Epstein war. You can't make it up, right? So, hey, donate to the Booster Club, the Isaiah 11:11 project, all right? Help us out. We have to span the four corners of the earth and bring our people back as one, all right? It's coming to an end. Y'all see it, right? It's not tomorrow. It ain't going to be the next day. But y'all see it happening in front of your eyes, all right? So what? Donate so we could do what? Gather the 12 tribes. It's a light thing. It says it's a light thing that you should go out and gather the 12, all right? Give what you can, y'all. Give what you can.
Which is everything.
All right? And also save a couple dollars for us, you know what I mean, here at the Nehemiah Squad, all right? Here go the QR code. Hit that up, all right? IUIC.norcal@israelunite.org. That's the PayPal.
So
Cheer.
Go on and pay, pal.
Yeah, go on. Go on and pay, pal. All right. Yeah, so next week we're gonna be on here. We're gonna continue. Probably the conversation is gonna be with the war. All right. And then the following weeks we got like 3 guests lined up for y'all.
Crazy guests coming on.
We got some stuff coming on. If y'all remember what happened to our young brother Tamir Rice was killed, a young boy in Cleveland. His mom is going to come on the show. It's going to be excellent. We got the Johnson family coming on as well. A couple weeks after that, we got man, I can't remember everything. We got a lot going on. And the Johnson family is who we helped out in the Carolinas.
Kendrick Johnson.
Kendrick Johnson, yes. All right. The dad is going to be on. Okay. It's a lot. I'm trying to remember the other guests, but we got them. Everything's getting lined up. It's been a lot of juggling going on, but it's good because we had the opportunity to start bringing this stuff out as well, which we love to do, you know?
Just make sure y'all tuned in.
That's right.
It's going to be another one like the other one. It's going to be a lot of people. It's going to be a lot of fun facts coming out.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be facts coming out. Right. So just come on in. Come on down.
That's
come
right.
on in. The water's fine.
The water is fine. All right? So we out of here. So, hey, Officer Shim, you taking us out or you trying to parlay?
Go ahead. Come on.
The book of Nehemiah, chapter 13 and verse 21.
Come on.
Then I testified against them and said unto them, Why lodge ye about the wall? If ye do so again, I will lay hands on you.
If you do this thing again, we got to lay hands on you. If you don't donate right here to the Booster Club, we got to lay hands on you. And if you think we going out without a fight, boy, we got to lay hands on you. And it's the show. It's the Nehemiah Squad.
Cheer.
Thank y'all for tuning in. We are your hosts. We got the mighty Captain Zakai, Officer Shim, and Officer Judah.
Yes,
we out.
All praises. Most High Christ bless y'all. Shalom.
Don't need a reason, I need a script. I don't need your grievance, keep it to yourself. It's better for my health, leave it on the shelf. Ain't hearing nothing else. Tonight ain't the night, knowing the price. Pay it off with my life, till it's out with your lights. Do it all for the Christ, and he ain't playing nice. Knew the end from the start. Fix your face like it's art. The sons of a simp, call 'em